Total global saturation. Look at that map. Chad, could you look at that map and tell me what's the predominant color on it? Because I'm looking at that map and I'm thinking, God damn, that's a lot of red for just the flu. Just the flu in Wuhan. A little bit of the Wu flu seems to have spread pretty much goddamn everywhere. I mean, we've got Mongolia, they're holding out. Of course, the descendants of Genghis are probably on horseback shooting Chinese people as they try to flee across the border. Can't really be surprised by that. North Korea, of course, also enacting the I'm going to shoot you in the head if you try to come across my border. Don't fuck with me protocol. And it looks like a whole host of other nations, though, have gotten just fucked right in the ass. Oh, God, Europe, how does that feel? Oh, is your tender little asshole, is it getting puckered up, Europe? Oh, right in the shit chute, Europe. Look at all that red. All that's Europe. That's Europe covered in red. Even the little itty bitty countries nobody's ever heard of before. There are like three of them. I can't even. They're so fucking small. I can't even remember the name of them. One of them's in Italy. There's another that's like on the border of France. You've got Vatican City as well. But everybody's getting taken over in Europe. Got to embrace that open border policy. Who needs to shut the borders down? Am I right? Really smart thinking. The Middle East getting fucked in its butt by Iran. Round of applause to the doorknob lickers. Really smart ideas, really big-brained concepts of how to keep yourself safe and hygienic during a pandemic. Go around licking shit to show your faith. God, this deadly disease is everywhere. How can I improve my survivability? I know. I'm going to lick some fucking doorknobs. Brilliant thinking, Iran. Thank you for exporting that to every other Middle Eastern country. I'm sure they all love you. I'm sure Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, Iraq, Afghanistan. Everybody loves Iran right now, importing or exporting that lovely little gift they've given the world. Italy as well. Thank you for spreading that all over Europe. It was taking a little bit of time, but Italy said, fuck it, full speed ahead, accelerationism. There are no brakes on this train. Let's just choo-choo-choo right down to the apocalypse. Brilliantly done. South America, you're not looking so hot either over there. That's an awful lot of fucking red in South America. In fact, the majority is looking red. Of course, North America got fucked good and hard already. Central America, they're already creeping up on you. Look at Costa Rica in the middle there. They're going to coof in both directions. Remember, projectile shitting has been listed as a potential way of spreading this. It's fecal matter. And we all know if you have diarrhea and you take a big old shart, it expels your fecal matter in the air about 200 feet, or 200 meters, not feet, 200 meters in any direction. Oh, death by sharding. I know we're all waiting for it to hit India, really. But it takes a while for those testing kits to kick in. Have you been enjoying it, chat? Have you been enjoying this nothing burger, this empty bun? I've been covering this now for, we're approaching month two. Month two, and what I was told was a complete nothing burger. Nothing's going to happen. Jim, it's just a flu. Stop doom posting. You're sounding like Alex Jones. There's nothing here. It's uninteresting. Go away. Stop covering it. Well, look at that fucking map. Oh, that's a beautiful map. Now, I know, given the time zone that I'm currently streaming in, a lot of people are probably wondering, shouldn't I be showing a map of the U.S.? I mean, the world we know is fucked, but what about the U.S.? We really want to take a good look. Let's go look at New York Times map of the U.S. That includes pretty much everything. I love they chose a garish white background overlaid with piss yellow to make your eyes bleed a little bit every time you look at it. Give you a confusing symptom to report to the doctor with. Why are my eyes bleeding? I thought the coronavirus only made me coof. Oh, you've been reading the New York Times. That's your fault. That's not a part of the disease. I'm sorry. I'm seeing what nobody wants to see right around those metropolitan urban areas. Giant fucking circles of death. Coofing rings, if you will, that are spreading outwards at unprecedented rates. We've got them up by Portland and Seattle, by LA and San Francisco, and over in New York City. Not looking good. Of course, Texas is starting to catch up a little bit. We've got Florida man engaged in hand-to-hand combat, high on meth, eating people's faces, trying to protect us in the South from coronavirus, one hit of meth at a time. I don't know if they'll be successful in that, but that map, I'm looking at that map, I'm a little confused. Looks like most of those states have shit in them. Holy shit, maybe if we had, I don't know, used the last 2 months to get prepared, that wouldn't be the case. But everybody's got to treat it like a nothing burger till it's knocking on their door. Oh, who is that? Oh, somebody's at the door? Is that imminent death? Sorry, you can't come in. I'm sorry, no, imminent death can't come in. I'm sorry about that. We can't, there's no entry into here. No, let's leave the borders open. Fuck it. All flights can come in. We've got this disease that spreads asymptomatically and has an incubation period, debatedly, between 14 and 24 days. Let's leave all the flights open. Let's only block air traffic from Wuhan until it spreads to Europe and Africa and South America. Here's a fucking funny idea. How about we just shut it all down? Have we not played enough of Plague Inc. to know that we need to go Madagascar on this shit and shut it the fuck down? No air traffic, no boats. Shut it down. All of it down. Let the world burn itself out as you shut it down. But no, we live in a globalized society. Everybody loves that. Oh, the tourism dollars, all the manufacturing and supply chains. You can't shut it down. And now everybody's infected. Brilliant. Let's piss away that 2-month head start by sitting there with a thumb up our ass. Oh, and thank you, CDC. I had some faith in you. I don't know what the fuck happened. When this originally started, the CDC was really on the ball. They forced the World Health Organization to acknowledge that this was a serious thing. I think I need to go over a little bit of history here because everything's getting politicized now because it's at the U.S. So let's go over just a tiny bit of history of this nothing burger so people kind of understand the narrative that was going on for the longest fucking time. When this appeared in China, people hand-waved it away. They didn't care. And the first ring of PR and narrative spinning that came out was, China's so amazing. Oh my God, I love China. Can I suck China's dick? Is it possible? Xi Jinping, can I just, I want to gargle it. Can I gargle it? Can I gargle it, Winnie? Is that acceptable? Oh my God, there's such big brains over there. They're going to take care of it. Nothing to worry about. And then the World Health Organization, headed up by Teddy. Now, his name is Tedros Adhanom. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I just remember him. Real simple way of remembering who heads the World Health Organization. Just think to yourself, oh, he's the guy that covered up those cholera epidemics in Africa. That's how I remember who Teddy is. Well, Teddy told everybody, it's a nothing burger. It'll never really spread. China's got it contained. But then it started to spread. It started to spread everywhere. And for 2 months straight, we listened to the mainstream media on every fucking continent say the same goddamn shit. There's nothing to be worried about. This is not a big deal. It's not going to spread. It's not that deadly. It doesn't overwhelm hospitals. China's got it under control. The World Health Organization won't call it a pandemic. And that was shoved. You remember all the articles? You're racist if you're scared of Chinese people. You're racist if you want to wear a mask. You're racist if you want to have travel restrictions put in place. That was going on for quite a while. And the World Health Organization refused to acknowledge this was a serious threat. So what did the CDC do? They waited a half an hour before a World Health Organization announcement. And they told the world, oh, yes, you can transmit this person to person. There was a while they didn't think you could. Immediately following that, the World Health Organization starts to take it a little more seriously. And I always looked at that as the CDC stepping in and being bro-tier about it and getting WHO to get off their fat, lazy, retarded asses. Then we had our military bases getting ready. We're going to pull our people out. We're going to quarantine them. And we're going to get them treatment. It's going to be safe and secure, and we have nothing to worry about. So I thought, okay, the CDC's got their shit down. They've got their testing kits ready. They're pushing the World Health Organization around like a little bitch. We've got the government getting some military areas set up for quarantines from people coming in through airports. It looks like they're on the ball. And yet, here we are 2 months later, and how many people has the CDC tested? How many testing kits have gone out? We've tested maybe 500 people. It got so bad that the governors of multiple states had to step in and start publicly shaming them. And there's no reason. Now, the CDC will say it's because a reagent didn't work in the kit. They needed 3 different pieces to make this test really function, and one of the pieces, one of the reagents, didn't work properly. Okay, well, hurry it the fuck up then. Come up with a new iteration of the test. Because South Korea's doing it so well, they've got drive-thrus. You don't even have to get out of your car to get tested for the coronavirus. China found a way to do it, and I'm almost 100% certain China's lying about their numbers. Italy, Iran, everybody else can test. The UK, tens of thousands of tests. And yet the United States seems incapable of testing its own citizens about this fucking disease. It's sort of remarkable, really, how inept the CDC is and how soul-crushing it is to watch any faith you might have in them just dwindle away. But now it's reached America, and now it's politicized. Now it's a political fight between the parties. Well, I'm staying true to my narrative. That somebody got pissed on by a bat in a laboratory or a bioweapon got loose. I don't know how you want to really, which story you want to go to. I mean, we've got 3, really, scenarios that we've discussed over the previous streams that we've done. What are those? One dude literally got face humped by a bat and it pissed in his mouth and made him sick. And I'm not even making that up. That's reported through Chinese media. Another one is it's the virology lab or the university lab that had the hazard clearance, both located in Wuhan, both a few miles from the wet market. And it's a leaked bioweapon or some kind of weird vaccine experiment. Something got loose because somebody wasn't paying attention. I mean, that's scenario number 2. And then, of course, the more interesting of them is the Shinji cult from South Korea somehow flipped one of the bio people at the lab and got their hands on it and wanted to start the apocalypse because they're doomsday people. I don't know. So you got a lot of crazy ideas of where it came from. But the point is, it is from China. It is from Wuhan. More than likely, it's not natural. But we've listened to 2 months of bullshit about how we shouldn't be afraid of it, and it's a nothing burger. And now here we sit as multiple cities in the United States are facing this shit, as numerous nations across the world try to cope with it. Italy has already declared a lockdown, not just of Milan or Venice or a few cities or regions, the whole fucking country. I mean, you want to look at the American response to how fucking dumb we are. Let's talk about how stupid Americans are. We know that this thing is out there, and we know that you can have asymptomatic spreaders. You know, the incubation period can last a while. And again, it's debatable. Remember, in America, we had a person that was quarantined for 14 days in California. 3 days after leaving quarantine, they tested positive. So don't give me that it's only 14 days shit. We already have a case here that shows that that's not the truth. That's not the whole story. And yet, so you've got this disease out there doing all this terrible shit. So what do? Super fucking Tuesday. That's what we do. Let's get everybody out to vote and wait in giant lines with one another so they can coof all over each other. And then the very next day, the governor of California comes out, and what does he say? It's a national emergency, state emergency. Oh my God, it's terrible. We need to do something. Got to let those people vote. You know, I shit on Iran for doing that, and here we are doing it over here. Now, we've got a lot of events and gatherings that have shut down because people aren't completely fucking retarded. South by Southwest, done. A lot of the CES show participants, done. Sporting events, racing events, done. All canceled. Yet there's still events that are going to go on. Comic-Con's already talking about going on. Good luck with that. I don't think E3 is going to happen. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen with the Olympics. You know, where do we go with it? I don't know. But it's spreading in America now. And Americans are the fattest people in the world, the least healthy people in the world, and the stubbornest people in the world. So you got a bunch of fat, unhealthy, stubborn fucks now that are exposed to a disease that really needs cooperation to make it stop spreading. Oh, we are fucked. We are so very fucked. Sorry, Chad, I'm going off a little bit, but I want to get that out there because I've noticed a very weird turn of events when it comes to people talking about this disease. Once it hit American shores, suddenly it became about left versus right. You know, spoiler alert, it isn't. You're both fucking retards. Lefties, you're idiots for being open borders and let's hold hands and sing Kumbaya and letting this shit in. And right-wingers, you care more about the goddamn markets than you do people dying. You're both fucking retards and you're both putting us in danger. So let's put the politicalization of it aside. And let's deal with the reality that we've got a Chinese virus. Oh, I can't say that. I know it makes him mad when you call it the Wu flu. A Chinese virus spreading all over the world, bringing death and despair in its wake. But anyway, it comes over here, and we've got. I don't understand what I'm watching happening. Okay, to give you an idea of how crazy this is and how nonsensical shit is turning in our fucking clown world reality. Let me just give you two really good examples. I mean, you saw the first one. Our boy Bill by the Dip Mitchell. This guy's having a fucking meltdown. If you ever get a chance to go look at Bill Mitchell's Twitter account, I highly recommend you do it. It might be some of the funniest shit you're ever going to encounter. Bill Mitchell has spent the last 3 weeks screeching at the top of his lungs about how only old people are going to die from this, so who gives a shit? And you need to buy the dips. Bill Mitchell, I think, I guess maybe like the Nasdaq gets his dick hard. S&P is like a fetish. I don't know what it is, but anything to protect those precious markets. Bill will tell you that this thing is only going to kill a 99-year-old person who's got a pre-existing condition and nobody else has to worry about it. And you need to buy the fucking dips. And he's made it very political. And I've noticed a lot of people that Charlie Kirk's out there doing the same thing. A lot of them are all out there saying that this is some crazy plot. This is some crazy plot. Oh, God. Let me show you what I mean by plot, too, by the way. Just to give you an idea of where Bill's going with this. Anyone else notice that COVID-19 seemed to pop up almost immediately after impeachment failed? Now, I'm not sure what Bill's trying to say here, but it sounds maybe like he's trying to hint at the fact that the Democrats bioengineered a lethal strain of coronavirus and then snuck into China and released it over there to get back at Trump because of his 2 scoops of ice cream. No, I love a good fucking insane conspiracy theory. God, I spout off enough of them on my own. But I can't really picture Nancy Pelosi in a lab with Hillary Clinton cooking up COVID-19 and then having some of their agents, I don't even know who they'd send, skedaddle on over to China and just, dropping vials in the wet market to infect people, all because they're very mad at Trump right now. Bill, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, you gotta buy those dips. Oh my God, all the dips out there. You need to buy every one of them. COVID-19 was made by the Democrats to get Trump impeached. Everybody's gone insane. Oh, to add to that, to give you an idea of just how weird this shit is turning out, what the fuck is this? This is our boy Eugene. It's just a flu goo. Actually saying that to Donald Trump. It's just the flu, bro. And that's quotes attributed to Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. These people it's a political slap fight. I don't think they care about any of us. I don't think the Twitter blue check marks or the politicians of either party give a shit about anybody. That's why we're so terribly fucked. It's just the flu. The fact this guy has the balls, after us riding his ass like a fucking bicycle, after us riding him for entertainment for 2 months, to come out and say, it's just the flu, bro, is remarkable to me. It's pure batshit insanity. Holy fuck, what is going on? Oh, there's some shit. We got so much to talk about. I mean, where are we going to talk about it? I'm trying to bring. I'm trying to. I guess create a nice smooth flow to this. So, you guys know the backstory of this. We all do by this point. I don't need to keep harping on where it originated or what it does. Known to do so far. I think we're all kind of caught up. The real new point of this is now it's in America. From an American perspective, I'm going to talk about that. It's in America, and it's spreading over here. And we've got idiots fighting over retweets about who can dunk on whose political party hard enough, rather than how to contain this fucking nightmare scenario. So you got people like Bill and Eugene out there just smacking each other around for no reason. There's no reason for this. But that's what they're doing. Now, we couldn't do this stream today without, of course, acknowledging a few things that might have happened. I was watching this really early in the morning, the DAX, and London, and just what is it, Sensex for India. Just everybody is going down the toilet. Stock markets are just not looking good anywhere. And I thought, boy, looking at Dow futures, which was like negative 1,200, I was like, I wonder what it's going to do today. Is a plunge protection team capable of handling something of this magnitude? I know they're going to try, but let's see what they can do with it. And then what happens, of course, I fall asleep. I got a little tired. I fall asleep and I wake up. I wake up to the news that it opened like 2,000 points down and started triggering stops, which it did late at night too with futures. I think it was S&P or NASDAQ. Something tripped it, but it got to a certain percentage point where they halted futures for a while. And then the market opens up and they halt the market. I even made a little photo collage to really highlight that as it was happening late last night. You can see the Nikkei, Hang Seng, there's England DAX, all of them. Everything's down. Everything's going to shit. And then there's U.S. futures. There's the U.S. futures, just right down the toilet. And Dow was, like negative 1,200. Bloomberg had a thing up about the circuit breakers triggered to stop the catastrophe from happening. Oh, she's right. Everything will be fire. Oh, you need to buy those dips. Bill and his big goddamn dips. You need to buy them all. Holy fuck, man. So what happened to the Dow today? Well, the PPT was out there struggling as they usually do. I'm sure the Fed was shitting itself. They already did their cut early. Jumped a little too early into it, didn't you, with your half point, you little fuckers? But the PPT's out there trying to do what they can do. Oh, we're gonna pump it. We're gonna pump the shit out of this at the last hour. You know how this works. We're gonna pump it. We're gonna push. We're pushing past 1,700, 1,600. Oh, it's not gonna be a catastrophe. Down 2,000 points, like 7.6%. Now it's really important to the PPT, and Bill Mitchell's having a real bad day today, especially. There's a reason they don't want it to be above 7%. You see, there's this there's a chart out there. I wish I had it. I don't have it on me right now, showing the highest percentage losses in a single day on the stock market. And you've got everything you'd expect. Was it Black Friday from the 80s? You've got you've got the Great Depression, the financial crisis of '08. Everything's on there. But to even really get on that list, you need to be above like 7.5%. So they were desperately fighting at the very end. Desperately fighting not to let it go above that so it gets put in the top 10. Because, the ass pain's going to be astronomical when it does. Now, I'm not here to give you financial advice. I just like watching kind of the side aspects of everything going on. I mean, I really started following the market shit because of Bill Mitchell. You can thank big boy buy the dips Bill Mitchell for that. Where's his beautiful picture? Where's his visage? There we are. Because one day I was looking for Eugene tweets because I like to just read them because he's an idiot and he'll say stupid shit and it's always funny. And I find Bill Mitchell saying the same shit Eugene was saying 2 months ago. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I don't know who the fuck this guy is. He just kept going on and on about COVID was a nothing burger, it was an empty bun. It sounded like Xi Jinping himself. In fact, I don't even know if Bill Mitchell's a real human being. This might be a anonymous avatar created that exists only on the internet, and Xi himself uses it. But he kept going on and on about COVID and buying the dips. So I started paying attention to the markets and watching it crab walk for the last week after it dumped and dumped and dumped. And now here we go on another downward trend. Now I know it's not all responsible to coronavirus. You've got the Saudis and the oil thing going on. And everybody knows about that. But it's still funny to watch. And it's funny to watch Bill Mitchell shit himself in an eye-bleeding sort of rage as he can't seem to get a hang of it. And he keeps trying to convince people. Now, I've seen a lot of these talking points come up. This is my segue into more interesting things. I've seen a lot of these talking points come up about how you don't need to worry about this. You know what? Actually, before we get into the heavy shit, let's lighten the mood a little bit. Let's do a little update. What's going on in the Koreas, Jim? I hear you all asking from chat. Actually, I don't hear you asking that, but I'll pretend that that's what you asked. Hey, what's going on in the Koreas, Jim? Well, in South Korea, this is taken from an article. This is an old article by now. It's been like a week old, but I'll give you an idea of how our Shinji cult is doing. What's happening in Korea? On Sunday, the Seoul city government filed a legal complaint to prosecutors against the 12 leaders of the sect, They're accused of homicide, causing harm, and violating the Infectious Disease and Control Act. All 230,000 members of the church have been interviewed. Nearly 9,000 of them said they were showing symptoms of coronavirus. Quick refresher course, Shinji is the cult that, of course, spread it all over South Korea and forced it into Israel. And they might have gone to other places. Nobody really knows. Bit of a doomsday cult, a little bit weird, very secretive about what they do. But they're going to prosecute them for homicide. So that's what's going up with, that's what's going on with South Korea. But what about North Korea? What's our big boy doing? All right, because Kim doesn't fuck around. I'd like to remind you, first country on earth to say fuck off and issue travel bans, North Korea. North Korea, Kim Jong-un tells China, fuck yourself, nobody comes across my border. And then, again, another set of firsts. They're the first that put a 10-day limit on packages, imports coming in. They have to sit and be disinfected before they can be delivered. And then they also instituted a 30-day quarantine. Anybody they're dealing with them in the way you might expect. Chinese authorities have warned people to stay away from the border with North Korea, which is closed due to coronavirus. Just, I'm sorry, that guy, the way he, okay. Or risk being shot by North Korean guards. So we've got to the point where North Korea is literally telling people at the border, and this is a Chinese border, obviously the DMZ is already secured. If you come across the border, we will fucking shoot you. We're not even playing around anymore. If you come across our border, this is the Chinese authorities are saying the North Koreans have gone so crazy about this. They will fucking murder you if you walk across that border. That's a little based in red pilled. Seems like our boy Kimmy's not fucking around anymore. When you come across the border, you're a goner. Just shoot him right in the face. Oh, I'm sorry. Did chat die on us? Oh, chat might have died on us a little there. Oh, let me tell everybody to refresh here. Okay, hopefully. I'm not sure what you all missed there, but you get it. Kimmy's not taking any shit. I apologize. My streams might be a little bit hard at the moment. My computer is dying as we speak. I need to fix that somehow or just replace it. But I'm the guy that uses a Logitech headset that is ancient and probably shouldn't be used commercially anymore. So I'm very stubborn about getting rid of things. So I'll let this guy go until it bursts into flames. And then we'll have to move on to something that can stream without stuttering like a motherfucker. Oh, are we still going to shit? Oh boy. Oh boy. But this brings me to my main point. All these people, again, trying to dismiss things. I mean, we've talked about reinfection rates. We've talked about asymptomatic carriers. The thing about the dogs turned out to be true. Yes, your pets can get the disease. It's been confirmed in Hong Kong. They're saying it's a light case of it. You know, it's a zoonotic disease. It goes from humans to dogs, I guess. Can it go back from dogs to humans? Who knows? They don't know. It's a very, what did they say, weak positive. So you've got your disease out there that has all these horrible symptoms, and then people will post these charts and say it's only old people that are going to die. And it's not a big deal. So I want to go in a little bit of a depth about how not a big deal it really is. Let's start with this lovely headline. Chinese doctors say coronavirus is like a combination of SARS and AIDS and can cause irreversible lung damage. Chinese doctors say autopsies of coronavirus patients suggest the deadly illness is like a combination of both AIDS and SARS and causes irreversible lung damage. So when they opened these people up, when they went in there and they took a little look around to see what was going on inside the patient's chest, they described it as a glue-like gray substance that was literally sealing the lungs shut. It was a mucus that was gray, and it was so sticky, it would just seal the lungs shut. And it started at the very bottom of the lung, and it worked its way up until you've got a nice, just steady, solid seal. Not really exactly what they were expecting, but it does maybe explain why everybody on ventilators and why people being intubated for 30 days still have such a large amount of trouble if you've got basically glue building up in your fucking lungs. That could be a bit of an issue. But that's not the really juicy part. No, this would be the really amazing part. Coronavirus patients may concurrently exhibit acute respiratory distress, injuries to heart muscles, abnormal blood clotting, and kidney and liver damage. But no central nervous system damage had yet to come to light anywhere. This is the first case thus far in the world with such an outcome, the hospital stressed. Medical staff must recognize that COVID 19 may be affecting patients' nervous systems if they experience sudden consciousness disorders or lapse into comas, the director of the hospital's intensive care unit said. Yeah, they had a patient get viral encephalitis from coronavirus. What? And, just putting a heads up there. Hey, guys, aside from the kidney and liver damage, the damaged lungs, the damaged heart, the abnormal blood, aside from all that stuff, maybe sudden irreversible comas might come your way too. Now, this doctor works at Beijing's formerly and still highly lauded #1 infectious disease hospital. So I don't think it's somebody just pulling shit out of their ass, but there's actually an article about it. I think that really kind of talks a little bit about it. Let's see what it said. Let's pull it up to look at how wonderful this amazing disease of nightmares that never end is. Chinese doctors discover novel coronavirus in patients' cerebral spinal fluid. Oh, fun! Chinese doctors warn that the coronavirus can attack a person's central nervous system as gene sequencing at Beijing's Dighton Hospital has found coronavirus in the spinal fluid of a 56-year-old confirmed COVID-19 patient with encephalitis, which provides evidence that COVID-19 can invade a patient's nervous system just like SARS and MERS. Oh, that's right. They left that part off when they were telling you about how it was such a nothing burger that apparently, I guess, SARS and MERS could do. Li, dean of the ICU department at Beijing Dighton Hospital and attending doctor of the 56-year-old patient, warned that doctors should check the spinal fluid if patients suddenly slip in and out of consciousness in order to lower the fatality rate of certain patients. The patient recovered and was discharged from the hospital on February 25th, and then was hospitalized 1 month earlier for respiratory failure. Doctors conducted gene sequencing and showed symptoms of neurological disorder like twitching on the face after days of treatment, while a CT scan and biochemical test results could identify the causes. 1 week before the case was revealed, Chinese researchers issued a preliminary paper warning that COVID-19 could possibly affect a patient's nervous systems. It just doesn't stop. So, let me see if I get this right with this fucking nightmare in a bottle that this disease is. We've got a disease that when you get it, it can cause irreversible lung damage, can put you on a ventilator for 30 days. If you get it and are reinfected or it's a reoccurrence, they're still not really 100% sure on what that is, can damage your heart, can damage your kidney, can damage your liver, can cause abnormal blood clotting. And now apparently it's got a direct route right into your brain. And it's going to drop you into a coma. And if you look back at those really early Wuhan videos, the people that would just drop right in the street, couldn't really make sense of it. Everybody thought, well, I wonder if that's a heart attack. Is that a sudden heart attack, a cytokine storm? What's going on there? Maybe this is some brain disorder. Maybe they went into sudden coma as part of this, and we've been watching these symptoms now for the last 2 months and nobody knew. It infects your dogs, causes permanent damage in you. It's asymptomatic. It's spread everywhere. There's super spreaders. The R naught value is being debated by everybody. You have people at the World Health Organization saying it's a 2 or a 3. You've got people at Los Alamos saying it could be a 3 or a 6. What's the R naught? Nobody knows. If it's a 6, it's fucking smallpox. So have fun dealing with that and the spread of that shit. Granted, it's not like a measles rating or a whooping cough. It's not like R18 or some crazy shit, but still, R6 is a little bit higher than the flu, as people have been trying to peg it off as. So disastrous symptom after disastrous symptom. How do you fight this? What are we going to do? Is everybody waiting for that vaccine? Do you not wonder, has nobody ever sat down and thought, hey, why isn't there a vaccine to the common cold? Hey, where is that SARS vaccine? What about that MERS vaccine? Why are there no coronavirus vaccines currently available? I don't understand. Shouldn't there be? Oh, is it because it kills all the lab animals when you try to give it to them? Except for like one or two green monkeys, but they don't count. They're monkeys. Oh, wait for the vaccine. I got some bad news, guys. I don't think you should be pinning your hopes on a vaccine 18 months from now. I think you should be hoping that there's some kind of antiviral treatment, maybe a remdesivir or some other company comes out and some new combination of AIDS medicines. But I wouldn't be pinning my hopes on the fucking vaccine theory because it's not looking good. Oh, what a fucking nightmare. Are you getting scared? Well, I hope you prepped. I hope you're prepped because everybody's running out of things everywhere. Have you seen all the Costco videos and shopping videos of people? I'm not sure what the compulsion is to get this amount of toilet paper, but for some reason, people are convinced they can survive a pandemic with toilet paper alone. I would have probably recommended going for shelf-stable foods, some water, maybe a mask or two, and a gun to protect your domicile. But for some reason, people have decided that they need all the toilet paper to the point where stores all around the world, from America to Australia, have to enact toilet paper rationing because people are buying 1,000 fucking rolls a go. It doesn't make any sense to me. How do you wipe your ass that much? I mean, yeah, I expect this to take maybe a year or two to really resolve itself until the world has a handle on it, but how much do you poop? Like, do you need that much toilet paper? There's got to be a limit. There needs to be reasons. I see somebody chat. I need to buy the dip. We all need to buy the dip. We need to buy the dip and just forget about the bad things. We need to buy the dip and just whistle Dixie about it. Oh, no, let me see. We talked about how it's airborne AIDS. We talked about the introduction of the new neurological symptoms. Oh boy, that's fun. I've got something here and I don't even know what it is. I could potentially click this and it could be something naughty. Let's find out. Oh, it's more medical advice. No, you don't need face masks to prevent coronavirus. In fact, they might increase your risk for infection. Oh, I see. Can we talk about this weird shit that's going on with face masks? Why is it that the U.S. media is so focused on pushing the idea that we don't need face masks? In fact, that might be the dumbest thing I've ever read. They increase you. Don't listen, Goy. Don't wear the mask. It'll make you sicker. Instead, you stand in front of the Chinese kid and you let him coof on you. That's how you stay healthy. Can you explain to me why it is all of a sudden they just keep pushing this don't wear masks, don't buy masks, you don't need masks bullshit? Could it possibly have to do with the fact that when the CDC was before the Senate talking about our mask stockpile, one of the CDC officials had told them that in the result of this turning severe in the United States, they thought that healthcare professionals in total would need around 3.5 billion N95 face masks. Now you might wonder, well, how many do we as the United States government have stockpiled? 1%. 1% of that. Just 1%. So in the build-up to this bullshit over the past 2 months, and in all the preceding years, apparently, to build up a stockpile to deal with the potentiality that healthcare workers in the field might need masks to protect themselves. And the CDC expert up there saying, I think about 3.5 billion throughout the entirety of it. If there were to be a severe epidemic in the United States, we have 1% stockpiled. So maybe that's why we're seeing all these fucking news articles constantly telling citizens don't buy masks because apparently the government needs it if they're only sitting at 1% stockpiled. Fucking unbelievable. Really good preparedness. Really jumping out there and just making sure everything's taken care of properly. Now, to kind of reiterate, I think a little bit about what I'm talking about when you hear and this, these articles that talk about really, they're getting to the point of just calling it airborne AIDS. When they're saying stuff like this is airborne AIDS that turns your lungs into glue, when you see these doctors saying these things, you might think, okay, well, it's just one or two doctors here or there. However, there's a WHO interview. WHO officials went to China and they talked about the virus. And this is the really important part I want you to pay attention to. These are the World Health Organization officials talking about what China told them. All right, when we look at China's numbers, you remember how they said that the majority of cases were mild and they had it divided up between mild, severe, and critical? And that leads you to believe that, oh, a mild case is nothing. If you're young and you get a mild case, you'll be out of the hospital in a day. This is what they said. What were mild, severe, and critical? We think of mild like a minor cold. No, mild was a positive test, fever, cough, and pneumonia, but not needing oxygen. Severe was breathing rate up and oxygen saturation down, so needing oxygen or a ventilator. Critical was respiratory failure or multiple organ failure. So saying 80% of all cases are mild doesn't mean what we thought. I'm Canadian. This is the Wayne Gretzky of viruses. People didn't think it was big enough or fast enough to have the impact that it does. So even if you're young and relatively healthy, and we've seen this now numerous times, a lot of stories out there at 20-something-year-olds. We saw one in Chinese media. The guy said it was like being at the doorstep to hell. He described it as horrific. We saw another one, I believe, in Canadian media where he described it as he felt like he was going to suffocate to death. Those are mild cases, according to China. Okay, China considers you being at 104 fever and feeling like you're going to suffocate to death. That's mild for China. You only get up to critical when your fucking organs start failing. And for some reason, I don't know why, China has a bajillion ECMO machines. So they're just going to oxygenate your blood outside your body. They don't really give a fuck. Later on in the interview, when they're talking about ECMOs, this technology to do this, to help get oxygen in the body, one of the officials said, how many do you have at the hospital? They're at just one hospital in Wuhan. And they're like, oh, we have 5 or 6. And the guy said, we only have 4 in Germany and 3 of them are in Berlin. I don't think people really understand the amount of Chinese intervention that has taken place. No, I think they're hiding a lot, and I think some of the measures they've taken are insane. But when it comes to the amount of ventilators, oxygen, ECMOs, and the almost manufacturing line like response to dealing with sick people, China pulled out all the stops. All right, there's no way if it starts cascading over here that we're going to be able to contain it. What do you think is going to happen in California if this hits Skid Row? What do you think is going to happen in New York or fucking Seattle or Portland or any of the big cities? When you start getting people with mild cases of pneumonia and going to the hospitals and flooding it, and then you get the people with severe and critical cases who've taken up every single fucking vent, who've taken up every single ICU bed. And remember, these beds they're going to be putting people in the hospital, they're not isolation beds. These aren't the special Omaha facility beds. So you get 5 or 6 of these cases, all the machines are taken up. You get 10 or 20 of them, all the beds are taken up, for dealing with the severe shit. And now everybody else that would need to use a hospital is really fucked. Because you're walking into a death trap. You're walking into Coof Central. And you'd better hope you don't need a surgery. You better hope you don't have some kind of condition that needs medical treatment, because the Coofers have taken over. Not to mention the whole comorbidity thing, where if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, heart condition, obesity, you're suddenly at risk. That age thing doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter if you're 60 or older. Now you can be 30 or 40 and be fucked. Now I want you to picture in your mind the average American, a shart in the mart, all 1,000 pounds of them, with their 1 foot sawed off from the diabetes, popping 18 different blood pressure medications, and somebody coofs on them. And that's where the nightmare scenario begins. So, I hope you've gone to your Home Depots in your fucking hazmat biocontainment gear and asked them for those masks that protect you from the two-coat epoxy, the two-part epoxy. Wear those masks. Hope you loaded up on them. because you're not going to want to be going to the hospital anytime soon with this shit going on. Oh, chat. Oh, fatties are about to get blown the fuck out. Yes, chat. It's going to be painful. A lot of fat Americans are going to die. Oh, all that sugary sweet goodness. Oh, it's going to come back to bite you in the ass now. Rip Boogie. Oh, if Boogie gets coofed on, he's dead. There's no way he's surviving this. There's no way Boogie would survive this. Oh, let me just have my cigarette. See, that's that healthy American mindset. Oh, we're all gonna die. Okay. There were some other things that I wanted to share here. Now I got rid of that. Now, I think the American response really comes down to, honestly, to protecting the markets. They don't want to panic because they want to protect the markets. The markets, the markets, the markets. And that's led a lot of people to do some really dumb shit. Now, I told you that a lot of these events have been canceled for good reason. You don't want to get to a massive public gathering where you can spread this. But the normal politician's kind of an old fuck, really. And they love to go to conventions. And what do you know? That seemingly has been the wrong decision to make. Let's look at a few of these wrong decisions together, shall we, chat? And have a good laugh at the stupidity of government. Senator Ted Cruz, Rep. Paul Gosar are self-quarantining after interacting with a person who tested positive for a coronavirus at CPAC. Uh-oh. Senator Ted Cruz and Paul Gosar on Sunday said they would self-quarantine after interacting with a person at the conservative members of Congress who have publicly come into contact with the rapidly spreading virus. Cruz, an outspoken Republican, ran It Doesn't Matter in 2016. Point is, they went to a convention, a political convention, and they got infected. But they're not the only ones. Let's look at another convention where the same goddamn thing just happened. Oh, AIPAC says two attendants from New York test positive for coronavirus. Oh. Two Westchester County residents who attended the American-Israeli Public Affairs Committee conference in D.C. earlier this week have tested positive for coronavirus, the group said Friday. We've confirmed that at least two policy conference attendees from New York have tested positive for coronavirus. We have continued to remain in constant communication with the health department. The pair were not identified. I love that. Let's go to a political convention. Let's get everybody sick by coofing on them because they're all in government. A lot of these people are all in government and finance. And then let's not tell anybody who they are. So you never know if you're the one that got the unlucky draw. Did you get coofed on? I don't know. Were you coofed on? Can't tell you. Nobody's going to tell me who's getting coofed on. Oy vey, chat is right. Oy vey, oy vey. It's spreading at all the conferences. And that leads up to today. Now, the person heading up the coronavirus outbreak in the United States is Pence. Now, I think Pence might be a genius. Okay? I'm going to tell you why. Because at every opportunity Pence gets to go up there and talk about the coronavirus, the first thing he says is, Donald Trump is a genius. Everything that's happening right now is because Donald Trump said it should happen. Now, I was pretty sure that Trump appointed Pence as like a sacrificial lamb. And now Pence is like trying to reverse that. He's trying to Uno this shit right back at Trump by praising Trump for every decision made. So watching these two, their press conferences are just, it's merriment and mirth. You could really enjoy quite a lot. But here's what happened today. Remember, all these politicians now are exposed to this disease. You've got senators quarantining themselves. People going to these conventions who have had contact with both Vice President Pence and the President Donald Trump. And here's what happened today at their press conference.
Thank you very much.
Have you been tested?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Has he been tested? Have you been tested?
I have not been tested for the coronavirus.
Has the president? Has the president been tested?
He's been in contact with people who were in proximity to somebody who had the virus.
Let me be sure and get you an answer to that. I honestly don't know the answer to the question, but we'll refer that.
Oh, so the head of the United States coronavirus response doesn't know if the president's been tested for the coronavirus. Oh, brilliant. I don't know. I don't know if Donald Trump has or has coronavirus, or if he's been tested for it. I'm only the vice president and the head of the coronavirus response task force. Fucking just brilliant. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that. We'll have to wait and see if he starts koofing. Which leads me back again to our boy Bill Mitchell, who kept putting up charts online saying it's only old people that are going to die. Well, let's talk about who's old. Donald Trump's in his 70s. Joe Biden's in his 70s. Bernie Sanders, how old is he? Is he the age of dust? It's hard to keep track of Sanders. But I believe that pretty much everybody running for president who is president right now is in the kill range, aren't they, Bill? And the majority of senators, you know what's going to happen if this shit spreads through Washington from all these stupid fucking PAC conventions that they're doing together? You know, if everybody starts koofing and gets sick and their lungs turn to glue and they all die, you're going to have a government run by AOC. That's the only one who's going to survive it. She's like, what, 20? She'll get a mild case of pneumonia and feel like she's going to die for 3 weeks. And then she'll be declared president because every other politician is so old they're going to die. That's the road we're going. If you want to know what a nightmare looks like, that's your future. It's a country where all positions our AOC is running them. She's vice president, she's a president, she's every Supreme Court judge, and every senator and representative. Just 100% her. And everybody else is dead. I hope you're ready for that. I hope you're ready for that future. Oh, fun times. That's the world Bill Mitchell wants to live in. That's what he's co-signing. That's where we're headed. Built by the Dip Mitchell. Oh yeah, I want a world run by AOC. Fuck all these old people. By the way, isn't Bill Mitchell like 70? You know, Bill, like when you get this, you're not going to be able to buy any dips because you're going to be buried in a hole. You understand? It's going to explode your heart and give you fucking febrile seizures and comas. Like, you get that right, Bill. You can't invest in the stock market if you're dead. You can only vote if you're dead, and the Democrats, it takes them a little bit of voodoo magic to pull that off. I don't know if you're going to be able to invest once you're dead, Bill. So this whole, oh, you only have to worry if you're 70 or 80, total bullshit. Young people get it, young people die. They also get very fucking sick. Mild cases are a lot more severe than they're letting on, and the critical and severe cases are a lot more horrifying than they're letting on. And it's now in major cities. And stock markets akimbo. Countries are quarantining. People are getting antsy. North Korea's firing off shit. Nobody even knows what it is. I think Kim's just having fun. You know, at this point, I think Kim Jong-un is probably like, maybe he's just like, you know, fuck it, man. The world's going to shit. We shut our borders. We're shooting anybody that comes across. Let's just start launching our missiles for shits and giggles. Like, what are they going to do about it? They're all koofing. You can't stop me. Little Kim's got the missiles. He's just going to have some fun out there taking his shots. Now, I saw one super chat earlier that brought this up, and it was kind of remarkable, and it was true. So I want to share this with you. They said, hey, look on Google Trends and look up shortness of breath over the last 5 years. So I was like, oh, okay, let's go take a look at that. Here's Google Trends, shortness of breath, over the last 5 years in the United States. You can see, you notice something? You notice something happening recently when it comes to people feeling short of breath in the United States? Do you notice a spike? But Jim, that's only the U.S. What about worldwide? Well, let's take a look at worldwide. Oh, it's an even more dramatic spike straight up into the fucking stratosphere. I would say maybe people are getting a little concerned when they're looking up things, when they're looking up some of the symptoms of the Wu flu. So for the past 5 years, pretty much a solid rate across the board until we get to recently when everything goes tits up. And now everybody's scared to death that they're going to choke to death and gurgle on their own lung fluids. Or their lung glue. I guess I should use the correct terminology. Their lung glue. I'm pretty sure, you know, let me just pull up Italy. I remember seeing some videos earlier today of good old Italy. And I'm pretty sure I saw tanks on the street, and I'm pretty sure I saw prison riots. So let me see if I can pull that up. Oh, let's see. I don't even know if they're... I can't tell you. I can't confirm if these are legitimate or not. But I'll show them to you anyway. Oh, yep. The Italian army is deploying a lot of tanks. Remember, it's just a flu, bro. Nothing to worry about. Let's see how Italy's handling it. Coming to an American city near you. Oh, that's going to be fun. Tanks on the streets are always fun. I think we've got. Do we have more? Do we have more film? Let's take a look at another one. We got some more tank footage.
Minchia veraglia rasce. Mama tamar tria musavota. Obuai tufun.
Now, I guess I'm a little confused. Can you shoot the flu? Are they trying to physically engage, like, Corona-chan? Do they think it's an actual bat-winged Asian female that's hundreds of stories tall that's invaded their country? Has somebody confused the Italians into thinking this is like some modern-day retelling of Godzilla, and they're going to take their tanks and shoot it? I'm not 100% certain. Let me see if I can find those prison riot videos. Oh, yeah, here we go. There should be a few. Let's pop them up. Now, how exactly are you getting on the roof? Not a very good prison. I'll be honest with you, if you're getting on the roof. Oh, let's see. 6 inmates were killed in a prison riot in Italy, and guards were taken hostage at another jail as unrest spreads in prisons across the country over measures to contain the coronavirus, including restrictions on visits. If you remember, Iran said they were going to release 54,000 prisoners because they just don't want to deal with the headache of trying to, handle inmates that are getting sick in a confined space. Oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do when this hits? When this hits America? What are we going to do when it gets over here, guys? It's not looking good. We're going to have tanks on the streets? Are we going to start letting people out of the prisons? How are LA and New York City going to handle this? I mean, when it really kicks off, and again, it's just starting to kind of cycle up here in the U.S., what are we going to do? Italy's at the point of quarantining everything. All these different countries have shut down borders and flights and travel. Israel now is saying anybody coming in has to be on a 14-day mandatory quarantine. That's the death of their tourism industry. Kim has shut down all his borders. Mongolia shut down their borders. And yet, America's just kind of stumbling around like it doesn't know what the fuck it wants to do. Like this isn't a big deal. We don't need to worry about it. Holy shit. I guess the little girl with the sign was right. Everything will be fire. Everything is going to burn. Well, Chad, I hope you've taken the time to prepare yourselves. I hope you got some supplies. I hope you beat all those people to those Costco's and got your toilet paper so you can wipe your butts as everything burns down around you. Nothing worse than having a poopy ass while the world implodes, I suppose. Picked up your masks, fighting the government to get your masks because they only stockpiled 1% of the needed amount to deal with the pandemic. Brilliantly done. Nicely handled. Got our coronavirus czar, the vice president, unsure if the president's been fucking tested or not. I mean, shit, even the Pope got tested for the coronavirus after he started coofing for 4 or 5 days straight. Got them nervous enough to do the goddamn test and announce it publicly. Oh yeah. It's gonna be fun. It's a little bit spooky. I'll admit to you, chat, it is a little spooky. Some of the things going on, financial markets crashing, virus raging around the world. You've got giant fucking swarms of billions of locusts eating up food in Africa and the Middle East and in Asia. Just plague upon plague, really just kind of circling around out there, making everything just catastrophically worse as time goes on. And then you've got the Saudis and the Russians and a pissing match about oil. Really fucking the market even deeper. I don't know where it's going, but boy, it's fun to watch, isn't it? Our little nothing burger that started out in Wuhan, our little girl, Corona-chan. has really made quite the impact in the. Well, I mean, I started covering it in January, but technically it started in November, or kind of end of November, December. So in the last 3 months. So for a quarter of the year already, it's been a nonstop roller coaster ride of entertainment. And I don't think it's anywhere near done yet. I mean, those numbers are going to keep increasing in Europe. It's going to spread throughout Africa. It's going to spread in India. It's going to spread in South America. And it's really going to spread in the United States because we didn't do what we should have done in the first place. Oh boy, fun times ahead. I don't know. How are we going to deal with. I'm just thinking, like, all of those shows that you've ever watched, like My 600-Pound Life, those are all really based on Americans, aren't they? I mean, we are pretty much a fat nation. So, really, it's kind of like those, like a fat guy buys an airplane seat, needs two seats because he's so fat. A fat guy needs an ICU bed, needs two ICU beds because he's so fat. So have we factored in the lard ass equation? Like, how are we going to, if you've got 30 ICU rooms, really, is it only 15 when you're dealing with Americans? I guess that's probably how that's going to work out. I don't know. They got to squeeze them together to fit them on, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's going to be dealt with, chat. Yes, the Earth is getting blown the fuck out. Well, yeah, and I didn't even touch on people that are intentionally breaking quarantine. That's happened numerous times now. It spread in Italy because a migrant Uber delivery guy, what was it? I don't know. It was some kind of delivery guy, but in Italy spread it because they didn't want to quarantine. We had it in Missouri. Was it the father of a coronavirus patient took his other daughter to like prom or something, breaking self quarantine? In New York, it was somebody that broke self quarantine. It almost seems like self quarantine doesn't work. Asking people nicely not to fuck everything up for everyone doesn't seem to be working because it keeps spreading it everywhere. So, so maybe the self quarantining bullshit needs to be dealt with a little bit more. In fact, I think I'm gonna find the fucking story. I want to read how stupid this fucking story is. Do I have it? Do I have it? Of course I don't. I'm gonna go searching for it. You can't stop me. Let me see if I can find the most brilliant person on earth that decided, oh, YOLO, fuck it. Who needs a quarantine? Who's scared of a quarantine? Not me. I'm not scared of no quarantines. I'm almost certain it was the father that broke. Let's see if I can find it that way. Okay, yep, here we go. All right, I'll pull up the article and just read it to you. Just to give you an idea how fucking stupid people are. St. Louis coronavirus. Family breaks quarantine attending villa. Father-daughter dance promoting school closure. And this is from St. Louis, okay. County woman who tested positive for COVID-19 broke quarantine and attended a father-daughter school dance Saturday evening at the Villa Duchess. A county executive Sam Page said. Page said the family was asked to self-quarantine on Thursday, March 5th, after the young woman called the county's health hotline and told them her symptoms. However, Page said her father took her other daughter to a father-daughter dinner dance at the Oak Hill School at the Ritz-Carlton in Clayton on Saturday. In a letter to parents, VDOH officials said the father and daughter didn't learn of the diagnosis until after they were already at the dance. Bullshit. Bullshit. These motherfuckers knew. They just didn't give a shit. There was one guy was asked to self-quarantine. He literally went to a giant party. Just didn't give a fuck. Self-quarantining is a joke. Oh my God, this is like the never-ending saga of bad decisions. Just making it worse for literally everyone involved. Oh, are they making your throat itch? You getting a little... It's that dry cough, from what I understand. That's one of those first symptoms. A fever, a dry cough, and then shortness of breath. In fact, I should have checked all of those on Google Trend. I bet they're all through the roof right now as you're looking at them. But I didn't do that. Shame on me. Shame on me. So we'll see what happens to Italy as the days go on. China initiated its locked down half of its population. Three-fourths of 760 million people, right? 750 million people. They locked down half their population. and they were welding people into their apartments, sending them off to forced quarantine camps. There's a lot of shit going on. Mobile crematoriums. So we'll see what happens in Italy now that they're trying to do it the more serious way. We'll see what happens in Iran as it does what it does over there. We'll see what happens in South Korea. I mean, is it going to really start to spread around Seoul more? Who knows what's going to happen? Will Kim just launch his nukes for fun? Just for giggles? We don't know. We don't know what he's going to do. He's a wild man. But at least he survived this, unlike everybody else. It amazes me. you know, if proper travel restrictions were put in place when this thing started, it probably wouldn't have spread anywhere near where it spread at this point. In fact, can I pull the map up again just to give you a world view of this? There's no coming back from this. It's everywhere now. Those countries that aren't infected either haven't tested yet, and in fact, I think some of them I haven't even filled. There are more shit I need to fill in. It moved so quickly I haven't had a chance to. If you were playing Plague Inc. right now, it's really Madagascar and Greenland are the toughies. If you get those if those are the next two to go, that's victory. You're almost guaranteed victory at that point. It's just going to spread. It's going to spread into the last little refuges of space that haven't been hit yet. There's just no stop. They already got New Zealand, got Iceland. Let's see what else do we have. Yeah, all little islands, except we got the big two to win that game, and it's been 3 months. In 3 months, that's a spread because people couldn't react quick enough and put proper travel restrictions in place like they should have, and dealt like they should have. And now here we are in shit central, dealing with the fallout of it. Just amazing. Just amazing. Let it all end. Somebody in chat saying, "Oh yeah, you can thank who for this? Don't forget the people responsible for the, no matter how bad this gets, if it's just a moderate amount of people getting sick, or if it's a lot of people getting sick, or a moderate or small amount dying, or a lot of people dying, the economic damage, all the repercussions from this. Remember the people responsible. I'm looking at the World Health Organization in particular, and Teddy, let's cover up those epidemics in Africa. So brilliant decision making, downplaying it, and just acting like it was nothing and allowing it to spread further and further and further. Great motivation, great moves on the part of the media to tell people that being paranoid about it or wanting to be protective about it, that's the wrong approach. You need to let people coof in your face. We need to keep those airports open. Really brilliant idea on that. And love that every country's trying to politicize it and make it it's a fucking disease. Just fight the fucking disease. Take the appropriate measures and fight the fucking disease. I don't know how hard this is. Why is this so difficult? Why has it gotten to this point? It's a mountain of skulls she's got piled up there, ready to do her thing. Oh, man. What the fuck? Oh, I don't know what to tell you guys. I wish I had great news. I wish I had really nice news. I mean, it's very slow moving. I guess that's one of the benefits. I mean, it's like the stop and go kind of thing. It's not like a straight shot to the moon. It's kind of like get a little bit of infection in an area and then kind of quiet down for a bit. And then there's a bunch, and then it quiets down for a bit, and then a bunch more. So I mean, that's where we are right now. We're just kind of waiting for this to start spreading everywhere. Oh, I don't know. How are Americans going to handle having cities quarantined? How are Americans going to handle having the National Guard walking down the street? Like it's going to be a very weird, surreal kind of situation. I mean, did anybody really think a month ago that you'd be, hearing that Italy was going to lock the whole country down? Like if I had said at the start of this, Italy is going to lock down the entire country when it was just in Wuhan, you would have thought that was the craziest shit on earth. Yet here we are. So how are Americans going to handle having major metropolitan areas shut down? What are they going to do? How are you going to get the medical equipment we need if we're only at 1% in our stockpile for the needed amount to deal with a really bad epidemic of this in the United States? Oh, it's not going to be pretty. Not going to be pretty. Somebody said check Trump's Twitter. Oh, let's see what Trump did. Did he take his test? Let's see. I'll check Trump's Twitter. If you're talking about him calling it just the flu, yeah, no, I've seen that. Oh, let's see, where was it? Oh, yeah, he said something earlier today. Yeah, this was from the president's Twitter account earlier. So last year, 37,000 Americans died from the common flu. It averages between 27 and 70,000 per year. Nothing is shut down. Life and economy go on. At this moment, there are 546 confirmed cases of coronavirus and only 22 deaths. Think about that. Well, I guess my thoughts on that would be, if this is the damage Corona Chan can do with only 500 infected, what are you going to do when it's 20,000 infected? How are you going to handle that? Oh boy, got to protect yourself from the Koofers, chat. You need to get prepped and ready. Get all the toilet paper. You got to fight people at Costco to get that toilet paper for your bunker. Just the flu, bro. I told you. Yeah, it switched. It went from everybody on like the Eugene saying it was just the flu. Now it's the other side saying it's just the flu. It's amazing. Just the flu, bro. You're all gonna coof to death. Just the flu, bro. All right. Well, I've got some super chats here. I'll start to meander my way through those. Let me take a small break. Go grab a drink. Put on some music for the background. Put on a I don't know. I mean, should we even play the Rama Rama song? Because, I mean, at this point, can we begrudge somebody from from going Rama Rama with everything going crazy around them? I don't know. It feels like I'm chastising them a little bit. But yeah, I'll put some break music on here. Just don't do it, chat. It's not worth it. Don't go Rama Rama. Apparently. I don't know. At this point, maybe Rama Rama would be better than Koof Koof. I couldn't tell you. It's really kind of a it's really kind of a double-edged sword, isn't it? Which way are we going to go with this? All right. Let me get this loaded up and we'll start taking a look at the super chats. Work our way through those. Wait, am I doing this backwards? All right, well, there we go. Okay. From QWERTY, can't wait for the quarantine in the U.S. where both sides would be armed. I think we're all looking forward to the Boogaloo. It's going to be great. Super fun times. Patriotic Cat, Sniffle Squat. From Tazich. Well, Jimbo, my state now has 2 confirmed infections, courtesy the SS Death Princess. It won't be long before we are absolutely fucked. Yeah, I love the fact that all these people decided they wanted to go on fucking cruise ships during a goddamn pandemic. Let's just do it. Fuck it. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, wait, everybody's going to get sick and die. Is that like there's 4 or 5 of them now. The cruise ship industry needs to stop and anchor their shit for a little while. Because everybody's getting sick from these fucking death ships that are going from country to country to country. From Point Curation, invest in Corona Prep. The value is only going up. From Space Ghost, oh my God, Metokur, why so late? It'll be 1 a.m. in the EU. Well, you're going to have to start going by American time because it looks like it's spreading over there quickly and there won't be a lot of people left. So you're going to be listening to a lot of American shows when they shut down television and radio and the pandemonium starts. From Crabtastic, really enjoying your Plaguecast. Looks like we got ourselves a full bun happening. If you wipe down your phone with Clorox wipes, it will smell lemony fresh all day. Well, that is true. You got your phone to your face all day long. Borrow that to somebody and they coof on it and you're fucked. Probably a good idea to wipe it down once in a while. From Stefan Remus, Corona Chan was supposed to go to Africa, not Europe and America. I understand why she loves it here, but she should explore more. Well, she took a while. I do not know African states, so fuck everybody that's going to laugh at me. But I think it was Egypt first, and then in the northwest, Albania, Tunisia, and whatever the other one is. it's the one that split off to West Sahara, Morocco. There we go. And then you've got 3 that I don't remember the names of. Oh, Nigeria, and 2 of them I just completely forgot. And then South Africa. So it's like it's pretty much everywhere except for the eastern coast of Africa, and Madagascar is holding on strong. But I have a feeling Corona Chan's going to be making some headway eventually, as things are going on down there. That username is taken. Google lets you see how many times things are searched. Oh, this was the one that brought this up earlier. Go on Google Trends and look up shortness of breath disease under a 5-year time frame. From Veggie Bad, where should I invest my newly received $100 due to the bet won against my brother where he said it won't be this bad? Oh, you're asking investment advice. Here's what you do. You walk down to the brokerage tomorrow morning. You look the broker directly in his eyes. You give him a firm handshake. And you tell him you want 20 stocks of gold, please. And he'll set you up nice and good. Or another great strategy, install the Robinhood app and then put all your money into it and cry yourself to sleep because every short and put that you've used on Robinhood fucks you in the ass because the app goes down for 24-hour periods every time the market moves up or down. It just doesn't matter. It's just 24-hour long, 24-hour long blackouts. It's always a good app to use. I highly recommend Robinhood for its stability. That one guy, controversial opinion. These people are morons and deserve what they got for dumping their life savings into the market. There are still people on Bill Mitchell's timeline. Every time he says buy the dip, they really do. There are old people on Bill Mitchell's timeline that are buying every dip he tells them to buy, and I don't think they understand what companies they should invest in to really capitalize on this. So they're going to end up with a bunch of useless shit that does nothing for them. From Drew Durant, thank you, Jim, good sir. That one guy. Also, I forgot to mention about McCamey Manor. The haunted house that tortures its customers has a YouTube channel. Would make for an interesting BitChute stream sometime down the road. Yeah, BitChute is finally streaming. I got to test it out. It was kind of fun. Hopefully they get that more up and running, especially before the elections, or at least so we can watch the world burn under Corona Chat. From Drew McTighe, I invested my entire 401k into buckets of cheeseburgers a month ago. Who's laughing now? Well, buckets of cheeseburgers is the way to go. Since we're talking so much about investment, let me put the god of investment himself back up and continue on in case there are more super chats like that. From Darren Pal, next stop all the way down to hell. From Jackson, no amount of letters written to judges whose wives spread their butt cheeks in court is going to save us now, my friend. I wonder what Bill Mitchell's suicide letter will look like written in red ink. Bet. From Metokur's Lunicorn Archives, Tedros was this close to saying the P word today. I know he's really fucked up over it because he's being forced into actually saying the word pandemic and he hates it. From Leather Collar, found out yesterday my aunt here in Australia has been diagnosed with corona. I'm very worried. I honestly hope you, Jade, and your dogs are okay. Well, we so far are coof free. Hopefully your aunt, if she's older, can get into a decent bed and get the treatment she needs. I have no idea what the protocol down in Australia is. I know in Japan, Thailand, South Korea, and China, they were using, what was it, like Alluvia and Kaletra, so HIV medications. I think they used interferon alpha B or 2B, which is like a cancer med. They were trying, oh my God, some kind of quinine. So it was some kind of an anti-malaria drug. So I don't know. Everybody's trying different shit, but hopefully the Aussies have a good treatment protocol. From Metokur's Lunicorn Archives, that's our curse when society gets so dumb that we start caring about things like who can draw or watch anime tits. We have a mass culling. From the Red Pill Nation, got an email today. My workplace has set up a coronavirus task force. I work at a warehouse. If we touch a suspect package, we must isolate for 14 days. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. They won't give a definitive answer on how long this particular strain can survive on different materials. They kind of hand wave it away. But then if you look at different coronaviruses and compared to other diseases, is it just a few hours? Is it days? Is it 9 days? Is it 10? All I know is North Korea said 10 days. We disinfect all packages and they sit for 10 days before they're handled and processed. From Point Curation, wash your keyboard, mice, phones like you wash your balls. Well, thank you very much. I guess Dr. Peterson's with us. From the Red Pill Nation again, Northern Cali has areas under police quarantine now. I'm down 10K, but I still bought the dip. I'm all in. From Jim's mom, Jimmy, sweetie, you haven't left your room since the whole Chinese flu outbreak. Your father and I are worried sick. I made your favorite chicken tendies. Just please come out already. Love, Mom. Well, thank you for the concern, but I'm not leaving here. You're all infected, and you can't trick me. From Kung Flu U, I've never flown a plane alone, Wish me, wish me luck when I fly over your house. I'll drop packages of cigarettes if I make it off the ground. Well, best of luck. Red Pill Nation again. Sierra College in California declared emergency shutdown. Japan is lying about COVID numbers. They want to keep the Olympics open. Also, doctors in Japan are known to lie so patients, so they don't shame them. Well, if Japan has a bunch of cases and they're lying about it for the sake of the fucking Olympics, there are going to be a lot of pissed off countries when everybody gets sick and it spreads everywhere because of them. From K underscore, season 3 of Netflix, Castlevania features a gay butt sex scene with Alucard on the bottom. I don't even know if you're fucking with me or not. Why is Alucard getting butt fucked in Castlevania? Not really the plot that I was expecting. From Zach Mutt. Hey, Daddy Jimbo, did you watch the briefing with Trump today? Bits of it. We actually played just a little bit of it today, based off what he was saying. I'm thinking they're planning on quarantining cities and states and possibly the whole country soon. Save us from the Koofers, Jim. Oh, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. I'm not sure what the plan is, but hopefully it's better than what we've got so far because it's been awful so far. It's been an awful fucking response so far. From Lifeless Loser. My birthday's Friday. Here's hoping nothing bad happens. Used to get a hurricane every year on my birthday. At least God got more creative. Fucks me up. From Mark Salmonfink. Buy SNSS tomorrow. You may never get another chance at prices, as the 400 milligram data is likely coming tomorrow during the EPS conference call. The Red Pill Nation U.S. government disinfo campaign is happening. They are lying about the virus not being airborne, how long it lives on surfaces, how infectious it is, etc. From Glow in the Dark, Bill probably would have spent his money in the Great Recession stocks and starved to death. Also, this dip was caused by Saudis, but I theorize it to soften the next drop when consumers learn Crapple and Chinese products aren't coming. Well, from what I understand, didn't they take the... oh my god, I can't remember the name. The Chinese Muslims. What are the name of the Chinese? Chat, help me out. What are the Chinese Muslims called? The Uyghurs? Uyghurs? The Sank Uyghurs? I'm just going to call them that. I'm almost 100% certain that they're shipping them from their territory in the northwest of China and having them work in the factories so they can make those iPods for everybody. Got to get the iPhones out to people with our slave labor. Welcome to China. From Autism Forums, Koof Koof Koof, Brittany Venti as Nice Teats Smasher Pass, Hammer Shark Check. Have you watched Berserk? What cup-sized breasts? Had to ask. Well, I'm not sure what cup-sized breasts Berserk has, just because he got fucked by... If you're familiar with Berserk, the manga, he got fucked by a black dude in that. I'll have to check the source material to find out how big Guts' tits are, and I'll get back to you. From Caleb Lambright, the video titled Thanksgiving 2019 is 2 minutes long, and I made it for you. You'll love it. And chat will raffle all. Please play it live on the top of my channel, please, Jim. Maybe if I get around to it. I don't know if I'm going to play a lot of videos today. Apparently there was a large super chat. Oh, let me run over to that right away. From Wes Miller. Hey, Jim. Longtime fan. First time getting to catch you live. Happy to offer some support after your Patreon got cut. Wanted to thank you for a couple streams ago when you advised stocking up. I live with two 90-plus family members. This will kill them. Got N95s before they sold out. Well, I'm glad you're able to get the mask. Yes, people are going to go stupid, and they're going to start... Once the panic buying hits, it's really going to go crazy. The toilet paper stuff and people going for masks, that's just kind of the beginning of it. It's when you're fighting people off for a can of tuna that's going to be really interesting. So I'm glad you were able to stock up on shit. The older you are more susceptible. But also comorbidity, diabetes, they said, high blood pressure, heart conditions, obesity, and I think there was one more, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it was, but there was one more. I have to find the article again to double check on what it was, but something else that just made it awful for you. From Dash, Jim, think about E3. How will Todd lie to us without E3? Mass suicide when? Oh, Todd and his sweet little eyes, he'll find a way. He'll probably cosplay as a character from Fallout. come to sell us shit. The Red Pill Nation, not too long to prep. Buy now before it's too late. Glow in the dark. Consumers will go crazy without cheap Chinese products to consume. Might see an extinction event over Corona-chan for consumers. Well, I think it is going to have an impact, at least on video games. I know, as dumb as that sounds. I don't have a lot of faith that the PS5 and the new Xbox Series X are going to come out when they think they are. The supply lines are fucked, and people are paranoid. The markets are akimbo. They're all over the place. They're tilted. I wouldn't be surprised if Sony and Microsoft delay their consoles until next year, or very late this year, if it happens this year at all. The Red Pill Nation pro tip: make sure you have finalized your will. From Ron Perlman, 24 employees and several executives tested positive after a conference at Biogen, a biotech and disease treatment corporation. Mental. From Grandmaster Enclave, hello, my name is Eugene Gu, and the Wu flu is my favorite virus on the Citadel. Also, I beat my wife. From the Red Pill Nation, how many days have the U.S. numbers been stuck? 4 days, 5 days? I don't know, Gary. But they're getting there. They're getting there. It didn't have to be this way. You didn't listen. From Freddie Fufu, dip it. No, come on, just dip the tip in. Don't be shy. It's just a dip tip. From moderator Marcy, have you checked in with the Shinji cult lately? The mayor of Seoul, South Korea, has sued them for the outbreak. He also begged for forgiveness. We did briefly touch on that. Let me see if I have it again. The last news that I really had on the Shinji cult from South Korea was them wanting to prosecute them for homicide for spreading the disease. And, people were doubting that they could test or interview, I should say, 230,000 members of the church in like a 5-day period. But they really hate them, apparently, and they really invested the time to do this. And yes, I saw the press conference where the cult leader was apologizing, and they had people shouting at them, which was pretty awesome. I'll be honest with you. It was pretty remarkable. From Andrew Diamantakos, Diamantakos. I butchered that. I know I did. The year is 2021. Corona-chan has decimated the population. Food is scarce. People have nothing to put on their chips, bugs, or veggies. Except for me. I was prepared. I bought the dips. From Glow in the Dark, we all know rich and powerful got their money out of stocks. Plebs can wait. AHC, so the Italians killed baby Jesus, sided with the Nazis in World War II, and now have killed off the whites of Europe. Just saying. From Cogito Kalia, Apocalypse 2, the Wu Flu Boogaloo. From Mariner 1712, Rip Metatron, Metaron, he's got the virus. The migrants didn't kill Italy. After all, fuck the Pope. A lot of Italy hate coming my way. I don't blame you. Italy exported it to 17 countries. I think Iran and Italy are responsible for like 30 or 40 countries just by themselves. Like Italy spread it, it must have been to 16 or 17 countries all over Europe. And then Iran spread it all over the Middle East. Like those two really were pumping those numbers up. They're really, the principles of always be selling. They were really on top of that shit. From Charles Sanders, Princeton has gone to all online classes. Clay Pigeon 162, seriously, stop buying toilet paper. It's ineffective and healthcare workers need it. From Zeke, catch the coof to save the economy. From Ken, Jim, I put my life savings into the dip Friday and the dip keeps dipping. What do I do? Coof, coof. You just keep buying that dip. Never give up, never doubt the dip. You got to keep buying the dip. That's the only way to survive the dip. Of course, that's what Bill tells me, and I get all my financial advice from Bill. He's the one who told me to use Robinhood. From the Hoot, hey Jim, it's my friend Tommy's birthday today. Can you wish him a happy birthday and follow his Twitter at RicePatty_Ping. Thanks for the entertainment in the end times. Well, I hope he has a happy birthday. From Victor Phantasm, boss, we used to laugh at the degenerates, but what if only furries with duct tape suits, people with hazmat suits, and rubber fetishists will be able to walk outside? Don't we feel foolish now? It is true. They are more protected than we are. We should have listened. I Hate Yankees. Play the coronavirus song by Rusty Cage. I don't know if he'd... let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. There you go. That was a coronavirus song. You can find that over on Rusty Cage's channel. It's got a little video to go with it too. Or if you've got a Corona-chan in the video, so check the rest of it out over there. Catchy little tune. From Ryman, from Ryman. Remember, this is the Wuhan flu, not COVID-19. A place is not race. Don't let China who CDC censor Wu Flu's real name, Grandmaster Wu Kung Flu. That is very true. It is weird that they're getting so upset about talking about the geography of where this came from. From Pyromancer. I'm going to guess that's what you were going for. I work for the airlines and management says they haven't seen a drop-off in passengers like this since 9/11. I'm going to lose my job eventually. Yeah, all travel industry, entertainment industry, like people going on vacations to resorts, all that shit's going to get hit really hard. I can't imagine what's going to happen in Vegas. It's probably not going to be good once it hits Vegas. That's going to be catastrophic, I'm sure, for a lot of people, their jobs. The Red Pill Nation, Washington will be locked down first. California will be next. CDC has activated contingency plans. Military's on high alert. My dad works on base. They already have cases on base. It's going down soon. Well, with the amount of politicians, apparently, that have been infected with this at all the different PACs and conventions that have been going on, I would not be surprised if some shit's going down in Washington. Casper the Ghoul, the second person to die in all of the U.S. frequently filed housing permits at my mom's office in Seattle. Can I get an F in chat in advance? From Lind Card 007. Hey, Jim. Why China released COVID-19 originally, or China original virus imminent disaster 2019 and the year of the rat? Is it a coincidence? I think not. From Ellie Newman. Unrelated to the coronavirus going around after a few months late, but have you seen the FBI documents released on Gamergate? Fuck no. I know, at the top of my priority list, let's see, where would I even rank that? I don't think I have a ranking on my priority list for hashtags from 6 years ago on Twitter. It's not even on there, I'm sorry. From Micah Robinson, if the Wu Flu does not kill you, check out the Blade Devil comic for Raging Golden Eagle. Looks to be a good anime-like book on Indiegogo. From Lindcard 007. Hey, Jim. Oh, no, did you send that twice, actually? I think you... Oh, yeah, you did send that twice. Wanted to get it out there. From Afroman John, I've accepted that I'll likely already have it, and I'm not yet showing symptoms. Rip boomers everywhere. From Giga Awoo, around a month ago, Danish authorities said the virus was low risk. Now 40 people have been diagnosed in one day, and officials are saying it's a high risk. Oof. That's a story we've seen play itself out repeatedly in country after country. It's low risk, nothing to worry about. Don't freak out, don't panic. And then they get a few cases and things start getting worse, and it goes from it's a nothing burger to there's this sizable sandwich sitting in front of me. From Bubblegum Gun, can the break time song be My Sharona by the Knack? Actually, for an outro song, there are a bunch of My Sharona covers for My Corona. I'll play some of those. From Orias Rofokale, there was a cruise to Antarctica. She had a chance. From Richard Gruber, tell my friend Reed to stop pretending to be, or stop being a Bernie boy on poll just for the sake of trolling. He's bringing down the quality of the conversation. Well, I don't think anybody saw Biden kind of coming out of the gates. Really fucked Bernie there, didn't he? On that what did Biden call it? Super Thursday. This is my wife. Points to his sister. This is my sister. Points to his wife. Oh, Biden. He's confused of where he's standing right now. And he's just they're gonna fuck Bernie again, aren't they? From Chris Braun, I'm being stationed in Daegu, South Korea soon. Can I get an F? Oof. Yeah, I know. Actually, didn't the military just say that they're not going to allow any U.S. troops to move? You might not be, actually. There was a story about something like this earlier. From Death's Green Horse, we love you, Jeffe. Or we love you, Hefe. From Sus, I keep hearing this is nothing and not to worry. That's right, just forget about it and buy the dips. I'm lost. I'm buying that dip 3 years from now. I'm going to be rolling around in a fucking Lambo. From Rubber Mango, Daily NK reports 200 dead North Korean soldiers and nearly 3,000 infected. Rip Kimmy. The Red Pill Nation, people broke quarantine in Italy, spread it all over. Yeah, they've been breaking quarantine fucking everywhere. From Aeronautical Ginger, Jim, they said, wash your hands and not to worry. I didn't know the world suffered from such a lack of hand washing and dirty motherfuckers. It is surprising, isn't it? From Super Kitty Pogo Dance, Corona Chan got me 2 free months vacation from teaching. Also, can you tell Alucard to stop constantly being catfished? That stupid Swede. Well, hopefully he learns his lesson when he gets the dick up his ass. And the last, from the last one. It's not a pretty girl. It's actually a big buff dude named, I don't know, Timmy. And it's going to hurt. From Boopers, day one, I have a slight fever, chest tightness, dizziness, a lump in the throat. I was in Washington 3 weeks ago. She loves me, Jim. I'm in Battle Creek, Michigan. Well, best of luck. Best of luck. Fight on. From the Lone Marauder, there are people at my casino job that are like, it's just a flu, bro. Even though we mainly deal to Asians, what's the best way to wake them up? Well, maybe explain to them that at a casino where everybody's handling money back and forth and handling cards back and forth and touching the same fucking arms on all the slot machines, that shit's going to spread like goddamn wildfire once it hits an area like that. From Ray, oh, Begorra, Jim, my brother. This is another potato famine. They canceled St. Patrick's Day parades. Of course, the filthy Anglo is trying to blame us for all of this. From Crypto Nom Nom Nom. I do chair massage in public on strangers with no more protection from KG Koofers than a clipboard, Jim. What are my chances of a happy ending? Well, there's going to be an ending. I just don't know if it's going to be happy. From Point Curation, it's like a world war when we've forgotten to declare war back. Ron Perlman, Woo, York City. From Cream Kitten, hey, Metokur. Thought you'd find it funny. Plague Inc. is banned in China. Also looks like China's flag emoji is banned from donate messages, top keck. Yeah, I know they banned the game at the App Store in China. I don't know why. Maybe they didn't want to scare their own citizens when they can realize how fucked they really are. I'm not sure, actually. From Panis, waiting until my uni closes down, and then I'll get the fuck out of the cities. From Mobile Crusader, my company brought 11 people back from Seoul, South Korea. They had stationed in a known infection zone, but all tested negative at the time. They brought back to Fort Wayne on public flights. Well, that is fucking ridiculous that they'd be coming back on public flights. Another brilliant decision by the health department. Temporary fake name, half mask, still caught corona. Greetings from LI. What masks were you using? Halloween mask? Did you think if you dressed up as the Wolfman, you'd scare it? You can't infect me if I spook you. From Mr. James in Bloggington, how do you manage to refrain from dick punching someone while screaming at them exponential growth motherfucker when they say, what about the flu? Well, just wait, relax, watch as it spreads, and people get more and more freaked out. It keeps doing its thing. From Will Ross, I'm already in an emerging cluster, and on Madagascar protocol, press F for me, boyos. I'll wait at the gates of outer heaven. Best of luck. We'll see you there, probably shortly after we all get it. From Jack Powell, a case of corona had been confirmed less than 2 miles from me in Hereford, UK. A case has been confirmed in a neighboring county. How fucked am I? Well, I would try to, if you can, avoid public gatherings. Would probably be a good start. From Todd Jokum, now's a good time to remind Grandma and Grandpa to get a will. Those Hummel figurines better be mine. You've been eyeing them, have you? I know what shelf I'm going to put those knickknacks on. From Glow in the Dark, Sticks Heckenhammer, My Corona for End Song. Did I call him Heckenhammer? Stick Heckenhammer? Sorry. I'm sorry, chat. Maybe the virus has gotten me, and that's part of the cognitive science. It's already infected my spinal cord, and I don't know what I'm going to do. From Ocean Redux, terminal death isn't a problem, bigot. Eat the bat ass. Sell your stocks, bigot. Every day I pray more and more for a meteorite impact. I swear boomers will be the first to complain. Watch. From Miss Spiderfish, someone gave my city the coof gift. Why can't these people just stay in bed like every other sick person? Yeah, I don't know what it is that motivates them all to suddenly go on fucking a jaunt around the country or go on a cruise or hop on a plane. But apparently that's some motivational thing. It's maybe the disease is forcing them into it. Yeah, see, okay, I did say that. I know you're behind me, chat, but yes, I don't know why I called them Stick Heckenhammer. David James Bain, hey, Metokur, for a game to play online. How about Renegade X? It's free and can play up to 60 players at once. It's a fan updated CNC game. Now that might be fun. Christian Soto, if Trump and Pence get sick and Nancy Pelosi becomes acting president, what do you think will happen politically? I think Nancy will probably drop too. I think they're all going to drop. They're all in the kill range, according to Bill by the Dip Mitchell. Super Aryan Vitality, will you marry me when the world burns? Unga. Well, I'm going to be in my bunker really, underground, at least 8 feet deep. From MF, heard an ad on the radio. Virologists are offering up to $4,000 to volunteers to be infected with the Wu flu for a study. My face when they could get them for free by dragging a bat across Chinatown. Terribly racist, but funny. So there are. Would you, chat? Actually, can I ask chat? Would you do that? Would you take $4,000 to be part of a test and let them infect you with Corona, Chan? 4K, is 4K enough? Is that enough to take that risk, chat? From Errant Vice, Jim, the Sun Elf Weatherman, tell us, do you think one day I'll be in an internet insanity video for my 21 million words? I know I'm not building God OS or anything, or running anyone over, but my elves are racist. I think you got to up that word count. Pretty sure there was a dude, Trip. I'll get into that story on another stream. But there's a particular gentleman on, I believe it was a Fitboard, that stalked another guy and wrote a manifesto that was like 100,000 words. Justin Dawson, Bama virus free roll tide. I'm getting a lot of no's in chat. And a few fuck yeses. There are some people that will willingly get infected for not 40,000, 4,000. From Lazy B, if everyone just washed their hands, this complete empty bun would disappear. From Dractinus, UK has a drive-through in pods that summon hazmat nurses. From Joshua Larson, glad us Connecticuts could join the fun Koof. Austin 101990, I live near Seattle. How long do you think it'll be until it gets bad enough that I can just loot Jeff Bezos' place without the cops showing up? I want my Lambo. Well, what is going to happen if this is some kind of a boomer plague and it wipes out all these old people that have been holding on to property and assets? I mean, it's everybody, I know millennials are very angry about not being able to buy houses. So once all the boomers die, will that lower the prices and then everybody can get their house? Can you just take grandma's house? Is that how that's going to work? I guess that's why that previous super chatter said to get those wills ready. From Il Supremo, I shorted the market last month after getting scared by your Twitter, but I also live in Seattle. Can't wait for my corpse to drive a brand new Lambo. Well, it's going to look amazing in that car. You can be buried in it, but at least it's a Lambo, and everybody's going to be jealous when they're in a wood casket. From Dominus Glassbell, time to move to Antarctica. It's our last hope. Mike Tessa, look up Dr. Mike on the virus. You'll be shocked. From Billy Bobby, they delayed Re-Zero from April to July due to coronavirus. Corona-chan, please, you can take my health and my family, but leave my anime alone. From CCP's long infectious dick, these motherfuckers threw us all under a bus in the USA. They dragged their feet to avoid panic, just sat around with their thumbs up their asses. Yeah, it feels like that, to be honest. From Defter Tuna, there was some idiot here in San Antonio who broke quarantine to go to the mall last week. I have no confidence in our ability to contain this. Well, that's a common fucking story in every country, not just here, but Italy, I believe in Iran. A couple of these happened in South Korea and Japan too. It's like you tell somebody to self-quarantine, they won't do it. They decide they want to go hang out, go to a party, go to the mall, go on a cruise. It's the weirdest shit. I don't get it. Garrett Jeffries, been hearing this court in North Carolina is up to, or the count in North Carolina is up to 5 now. First case was in Raleigh. It seems like it's hitting in Greensboro, Charlotte, or Winston-Salem will be inevitable. From Finn Frog, you notice how the Italian lockdown is a bit late. Better dead and late than bigot, hey. They should have locked down much earlier. You are correct. From Drakel Karras, I work in an airport, so I'm boned. Yeah, I would not want to work at an airport. That would be like a fucking death sentence. Working in an airport would be hell right now. From Justin Blood, I work at a hotel. I almost had my raise taken away. It's so empty because of it. Hotel would also suck. But yeah, you're probably going to see a drop in business. Or the airport guy's the one that's really fucked. From Chris Hardman, Koof FEMA is coming for you. Or Koof FEMA is coming for woo. Mainstream media is overhyping the coronavirus without Lyme is BS. I'll take the Wu flu. The common flu kills 217 people. From Dick Jones, Frisco, Texas, confirmed case from California visit. That was happening last week. It was a guy in, what was it? Okay, so somebody in New York got infected by somebody in Florida, and then somebody in, South Carolina got infected from somebody in Washington. So, yeah, it's not even just outside international traffic. Now it's domestic flights. It's people going from state to state for business or pleasure or vacation or whatever that are spreading it everywhere. From the White Boar, I've been on party with some friends from a Muay Thai training camp in Thailand. I'm not and koofing yet. I'm sweating as fuck. From Cozy Glow, capitalism and communism are two sides of the same shekel. From Ant Man, a case in PA Children's Hospital where I work, infected doctor saw patients for days before he was diagnosed. Stop the ride, Jimbo. I want to get off. From Blaster Boy 123456. Another theory is the biotech laboratories have a backdoor deal where they sell test animals to butchers for extra cash. I've heard this brought up before, and that's also, I'm going to put that on the board with the other three. So we've got 4 to go with. Selling tainted animal meat to people at the market. From Cream Kitten, sorry to spam a second. Donate chat is spamming about our toilet paper crisis. Too long, didn't read. For some reason, Australians are buying out all the TP, not food or water, just toilet paper. From Magic Octopus, there's a few cases in Ireland now, and I take public transport to work. Please pray that Corona Chan doesn't sit beside me on the bus and infect me. Yeah, public transport is not something I'd want to be touching, to be honest with you. From Matt Aquino, the guys at the office got a kick out of my Israeli gas mask. It's a good thing they were fine with it, because I'd quit if they made me take it off. Ever since the case hit Maryland, I've been wearing it to work every day. The East Coast is next. Rip us. From Joey W. Bush, what's the update on male fertility, Jim? Do I freeze my coom or not? That's still up in the air. It's this fucking thing and all the symptoms and all the weird shit it does, it's just up in the air. From Willie the Composer, the Chinese government released virus intentionally to destabilize the world economy as a revenge for the trade war. From Mr. E's Absurdities and Atrocities, you and Trump broke Eugene. Yeah, Eugene, let me throw that back up there for the fuck of it. I never thought this day would come, but yes, I believe Eugene is damaged at this point. From Winter Wolf, g'day, Jim. We've had some skits, toilet paper fuel brawls here in Brisbane. I work in a real demented part of the city, and some ice rat just broke into our building toilet and stole our entire stock. Well, you got fucked. From the White Boar, I robbed a store by koofing. From Blake Foley, I heard Chads are hoarding feminist hygiene products to lure Stacys into their bunkers. Oh, they're already getting the post-apocalyptic dating strategy down, are they? From Big Creamy Squeezums, thanks to globalization, over 90% of North America and Europe antibiotics are made in China. It's going to be fun for us when China starts falling apart and begins hoarding the global medical supply. It's not just China. From what I understand, India also makes and exports a good amount of medicines. They're holding it for themselves. And Germany, I believe, announced they're not going to ship out or export medical protective equipment. And I bet others are doing the same. In fact, you're starting to see certain countries hoard certain resources, but do it in a way that it doesn't jump out at you. From Syslord Soy Blue, how long until the military institutes COG? Who knows? Brandon in Ohio, wore my mask to my doctor's appointment today. Got some dirty looks from boomers there. Then news flashes on the TV that we have cases and are in a state of emergency. I had a good chuckle. Yeah, I bet they weren't seeing that one coming. From Tiger/LL, got myself a stockpile of food and cleaning supplies thanks to your streams, Jim. I'll be super cozy in my toilet paper hut. Take my $5 and buy the dip. Oh, dips will be bought. Breakdance Express, buy the dippity-doos, Jim, but buy them hard to trigger and own the electricity at NYSC. Magic Octopus, Koof on me, Corona Daddy, awoo. From Dango Italiano, is that image of Corona Chan dabbing on Twitter? You're talking about where is it here? Are you talking about this one? That's not, there you go. There you go. That's her shitting all over the market. There are a bunch of other ones, too. There's some I can't show on stream. A little more graphic about what Corona Chan's doing to the economy at the moment. Glow in the dark. Medical supplies won't be enough if it reaches 2 to 4 million cases. Nurses mostly treating it like nothing burger because not going to hurt them. The White Boar. I took some steroids to get in shape of dying. From Joe Rogaine. Buy the dips bigot. Happy apocalypse, Jim. Happy apocalypse back to you. From Gold 818. Looks like Germany is back to hiding the bodies again. From glow-in-the-dark COVID-19 with enough hosts could mutate to be a more deadly virus. Well, they already talked about a mutation, a split, where they are calling it S-CoV and L-CoV now, saying one's a more infectious and dangerous version of the other. And we can probably see that play out in the numbers around the world on who got what version. From Gojira, remember when the Obama administration handled Ebola and only a couple of Americans got infected with no deaths? From Wuhanism, some fat witch brought the C virus here from Spain. I'm now in a full bunker mode. Adopted a hamster to keep me and my girlfriend company. Wish us luck, Jim. Best of luck. From Sil ADD, man, we are fucked. All the stock market losses makes me endorse the dementia part. I mean, the ride-in with Biden, no refunds. Jesus touched my junk. What do you think the odds are of a hot war with China? And if reasonable, do you think we're mobilizing behind the scenes? Lots of videos. Well, it depends on how catastrophic the damage is. But I would not be surprised if at the end of this we find out what the real body count in China is. And then, people look at the damage around them economically and physically, and they want a little payback. That's probably why Teddy and everybody else was so adamant about not having it named anything related to China and trying to make it as generic sounding as possible. The raging post-canon. Jim, check the stock ticker drip. It's at 3 times short position on oil. Went in on opening, then sold early. Short the market, steal money from Bill Mitchell. Also, VIX plays are good. From Ashley Watkins, how will trannies cope when the supply disruptions hit and they can't get their hormones? There's going to be some supply shortages of a lot of medicines. I mean, that would be probably one of them. I think they said 88% of the materials needed to make medications we get from outside the country. I think, was it 14 to 15% from China? Probably another 14 and 15% from India, and then sourced from other countries. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good for a lot of people. Actually, I wonder if people have been paying attention. Medication, can you check? We should probably try. This would actually be an interesting thing to track to find out, because the FDA won't tell people medications are short right now and what's going on with that. If people were to start to pay attention to the prescriptions they have, whatever they are, and see if they're getting a different version, a generic version, as if the main manufacturer isn't outputting as much anymore, it might give us an idea of where the shorts are going to, like what we're going to have issues with. From Joel Curson, I'm at the grocery store. Which dip am I supposed to buy? I see 8 different kinds of ranch and this weird Asian sauce, but I don't know which on is the dip. Well, obviously you're going to want to go with the Italian dip. From Kiosk Man, Scum Creep over at the Lemon Empire, 9:30 Scum Creep over at the Lemon Empire, 9:30 Pacific Standard Time, Friday and Saturday for laughing at the decline. From Commander Douche, at least I can dress up as Dr. K from Changed at Anime Boston next year. Also, can you play the video game Too Mad made on Twitter? It's his pinned tweet. Well, let me see if I can find it. Let me see here. One second, chat. I don't know exactly what the tweet is in particular. What is this?
Thanos' house. Thanos! Destiny's still on. Come on, man!
I don't know what you're trying to get me to play. I'm not sure what the fuck that was. Somebody going to look for Thanos' house, apparently. From Thomas Ikiyama. Jim, can you play The Man Who Has Come? From Daniel Charney. Jim, do you think the woman who grabbed the Pope was a Shinji cultist? Seems like something an ambitious cult would do. We discussed that, actually, a couple of times. From Ocean Redux. Hey, guys, COVID virus is a nothing burger, am I right? Even though it seals your fucking lungs shut, it's still a nothing burger, right, guys? From Sil ADD. I accidentally the world economy, Winnie the Pooh. ABC, DEFG, Bill Mitchell gives off a really creepy diddler vibes. From Loom Invader, a nurse friend of mine brought something to my attention. What did she say here? She said, this is full-blown airborne, meaning that koofing doesn't need to come into play. All it takes is breathing to spread coronavirus. Big spook. From Temperus Maximus, Jim had a koofer puke up blood in the bathroom in the Kruger I work at. In Kentucky, staff is lying, saying it's a nosebleed. Guess this is goodbye, Jim. Well, it's been nice knowing you. From Ashley 472074. First it was just a flu, bro, to it's nothing to worry about, it'll pass, to now, I don't care if I die, if it is what it is. Jim, what the fuck is wrong with these nothing burger millennials? I'm curious. They've been listening to Eugene too much. You can't believe his lies. From Murgatroyd, have you heard about all the Wu-Flu themed porn lately? I may or may not have just coomed on some koofers doing it in hazmat suits. Wait, how long after the Hong Kong protests was the Wu-Flu released? Koof, koof, no more protest. Koof, mass depopulation, economic crash, maybe, koof? I don't know. That's like using a nuke to swat a fly, isn't it? I mean, we're going to take care of these Hong Kong protesters by completely fucking our economy into the dirt and wiping out our population. But it'll shut those kids up. From ZFreak280, Jim, this month is spring break. Families are vacationing. Kids are disgusting. We're dead. Yeah, well, there's a lot of people doing a lot of weird shit out there, going to conventions and vacations that they probably might want to put off for a little while. From Dango Italiano, as your friend shared those medical articles. From Zemeckis Lebowski, I bought CVS pharmacy stock low, made some good money. From Gigs Elgical Boom, they're saying we don't need face masks because they're afraid of the shortage for medical workers. From KF, because masks in public make people panic and all they care about is maintaining my dollars and my status quo. From Stupid Monkey Zero, masks make you sick is like saying condoms cause pregnancy. Sorry, chat. Okay, knocks on the door. I'm done cooking. All right, thanks, sweetie. Sorry for that interruption. I'm being told that some food has been prepared. A nice meal of canned tuna and spam from our supplies. Zemeckis Lebowski, someone with COVID goes to my university. What do? I'd probably start praying. Glow in the dark crap. Have to work at the hospital in 4 weeks. One critical patient I overheard had glue-like mucus in lungs and no test kits yet. Masks that stop tuberculosis can't stop this. Most likely don't know about the farts. From Royal Winds, test the virus and cures on convicted murderers and child harmers with or without consent. Railroad dev process, screw 'em. From Dractinus, I have asthma and EDS, but work for NHS surgery. Yeah, those pre-existing conditions are going to suck with this. From Ethan W., some African guy threw up all over my jail. Only had him quarantined for an hour. Found a different job, but I'm afraid the damage is done. Rip me. From Zoroth88, Daddy Jim, please... Daddy Jim paused my coof hole. All right. Oh boy. Ocean Redux. Masks increase your chances for infection. AKA, oy vey, goyim, don't buy masks, goyim, they don't help. Anyway, am I right, goy? The Red Pill Nation, we don't have enough masks for government and healthcare workers. The ones who do will only last for 2 days. That's why they're lying about them. From Papa Georgie, Corona is spread through butt sex, so imagine all the butt pirates walking around. Lol. I'm not putting her on. I see chat, aside from the nonstop spam that I'll have to eventually do something about. No. Actually, I probably could put it on slow. Well, no, that would be a slow mode. I don't know. Is there a way to do that? All the bots are fucking with me. I don't even know where slow mode is on this piece of shit. They've changed everything around so goddamn much. From Boopers, I'm the guy who's reporting symptoms. The cough is starting already. I'm a trucker. I've been from Washington to Texas to Michigan. Good luck. From Maggie Rose, more koofers just dropped off at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio. A koof, a koof. From Point Curation, we need a wartime economy to deal with this. CJ's message retracted, so I'm not sure what that was. Red Pill Nation, plague ship is docked in Oakland. Rip black people. From Ashley, hey Jim, love your streams. Been waiting for this one. Please play the Corona Chan breakup song called Coronavirus Song by Stephen Paul Taylor. From Synac 8, a boomer with a mild case came back to work today, quoted, I want to share the love. From Nabo 42, well, I have diabetes, obesity, high cholesterol, and an obese liver. Rippin' pepperoni me. Oh, you're gonna be a Nurgle disciple. Yeah, it's gonna absolutely infest you. You need to find a hole and hide in it. From Lang, hey Jim, can you confirm if you're really Ken Ashcorp? Been a big fan forever. I know you wrote Adam Worski Hasbro song, and not one less. That's definitely not about them. Well, no, I'm not Ken Ashcorp. Though strangely enough, I've had people ask that before. I'm not sure why. From Ant-Man, sitting or sleeping in an upright position increases blood oxygenation. Oxygenation. It's a hard word for me to say. Corona Chan is already working its way into my brainstem. Remember this, it might save your life. From RPG or 90, I choose a perfect timing to lose weight. Have lost 70 pounds, so I may be safe now. That's a good choice. You're up in your odds. From Gojira, God is protecting DSP again. Battleman 3, can we go back to Tonka versus Worski days, please? I know those days are gone. We're now in the markets are crashing and a disease is spreading everywhere a phase. Those are the days we're living in. From Marshall, yeah, I got myself a 3M mask after your advice. Thanks, Jim. A proven weatherman. Also, poo-poo pee-pee. Normies didn't stock up on TP. From ComWest 907, if I get infected, I'm painting a red cross on my face, stripping naked and running wild. Who's going to tackle me? From Martiner 1712, what would the TR from smoking protect your lungs? Wait, would the tar? Oh, the tar from smoking? No, it's smoking is going to make it worse. I'm almost 1,000% sure on that. From Seculus Nicitator, Jim, I work for Sherwin-Williams, and 3M has halted all orders for respirators. Retirees bought all our masks, and painters are pissed. From Coaster Crowd, I live in Florida, and I live in a county that hasn't been exposed yet, but every other county around me has at least one or more cases. I still have to go to school. I'm scared. Help me, Jim. Maybe it's time to take a semester off. From Schmaltzy, my folks keep saying things like, the flu kills more people. It's nothing, don't worry. How do I convince my folks and show them how bad the stuff really is? They rely on the mainstream news for their info. Well, you could just show them videos of what happened in China, of people just dropping dead and having verbal seizures and just going to shit. You could show them videos from Iran of the same thing, or I'm sure we're going to start to get Western videos, from Europe and from America of the same thing happening. People just falling dead in the street, falling over, having temperature spikes so high they start to seize up. It's probably your best bet. Joe Rogaine, press C to coof on the Joomers. Ken Shin 891, 3 boomers in, I don't even know, Cuyahoga County, Ohio, joined Coof Gang. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's been nice knowing you, Jim. I'll be sure to coof on the juice. Gold 818, hey, Jim. I'm from Long Island, New York. We have a population of 7.5 million and 25 infected. How long until the bridges and tunnels are blocked off? Well, with that, I'm going to say you're probably already fucked. It's the public transportation system that'll spread it more than anything. It's, the subway system, the buses, even fucking taxis. How do you avoid that in a city like New York, or, a big city with 7.5 million people? I don't fucking know. But it's not going to be pleasant. From Schwanz Gruberman, oh, and apparently Kyle has her boyfriend the whole time. They withheld to stay safe. To be honest, what do you think they would have done if they knew? I feel like I missed the first part of that. I don't know who Kyle is. From Counter-Strike, I'm in San Francisco, and I heard from a high up in the health workers that the city officials found cases on my street over the weekend and are keeping silent from the media. Scale of 1 to 10, how fucked am I? You shouldn't be on a scale of how fucked you are. You should be a scale of how pissed you are. If they know there's an infectious disease literally on your street and they're not telling you or giving you a heads up, you should be pissed. From No GPS Data, Jim, you need to do link up with the Mega Coalition. They've been clowning on Bill Mitchell for months now. Great group of guys. Check them out on YouTube. From Brian Joyer Iverson, I'm legit worried about my dad. 72, heart problems and bad lungs. Thanks for scaring me into buying supplies, Jim. Also, hi, Runar. I can barely pronounce English. I don't know if you've ever noticed that I speak like I have head trauma. So throwing in foreign language words and names is really just fucking me into the dirt, isn't it? OBGYN Kenobi. Have you heard of the St. Louis man that broke quarantine to go to a father-daughter dance yesterday? Google came off for the article. From Ricky Spanglish, Jarbo the Hutt posted his take on coronavirus. Oh, I'm excited to go watch that. From Gold 818, here I am waiting for Germany to send the sick people into camps. Again, they have experience in the matter. From Griffin, if Trump gets the Wu flu and the rest of the government, then Jeb will save us. From E1000 Mega 123, Jim, Trump is pulling 4D chess. The man has the coof and he just shared it with the press corps. Now they're going to expose their fellow coworkers' fake news blown the fuck out by Corona Champ. From Schwann's Gruberman, woman who did the Shy Boys documentary updated on Reddit, advanced, moved to China, and has a girlfriend now, and Urban White Trash says he's got a blonde girlfriend that makes everyone jealous. No info on the normal dude. From Drew Altman, I'm Sofa King We Totted. Yeah, I know where you're going with that. Maybe a bit of a part-time potato on that one. From Le Chenet, remember to buy Forsythia. Morgan Earp, they sold out of Animal Crossing Joy-Con controllers from the Japanese Nintendo store. The world is really coming to an end. From Alden the Blue, I've got supplies and plenty of ammo. At least it's less likely people will steal my stuff while I wait for the inevitable. Phantom Sprite, my father doesn't think the virus isn't something to worry about, saying, the media is using it against Trump. How can I convince him it's worse than what he thinks? Show him the buildup to it. This virus has been doing what it's doing for the last 2 months. I mean, show him what happened in China, show him what happened in South Korea, and then Iran and Italy. You can see where it's going. I mean, this isn't like some targeted thing against Donald Trump. This is a virus that's been sweeping around the world. From Op4, just bought 2 more CBRN Mass Lull. From Andy, hey, locusts are just butter on wings, Jim. I like frogs. Pee-pee, poo-poo, caca time. From Angela Honkler, at least outer heaven is safe, right, boss? Well, of course it is. It's in the middle of the ocean. From Earl Noobs 8943, repent while you can, Jim. God forgives all sins. From SnowJ, got to start printing hentai as currency for neat post-apocalypse. Lolly's going to make me rich. Stay safe, Jimbo. Drew Thompson, Jim, I can't wait for Hurricane Corona to make real-life Fallout. I've been training for this since New Vegas. From Autonomous Prime, I'm in Texas. They let someone from the cruise of the virus go to the North Star Mall. Just let the guy go to the mall. Multiple stories. I don't get it. I don't get why this is happening. But it's people either breaking self-quarantine or going to parties, or they decide they want to go to the fucking mall, or and they'll take like public transportation to do it. Why not take a fucking Uber to do it, or a taxi? And just spread it around. Give the gift to everybody and just fuck them into the dirt. Glow in the dark. Tell people just the flu, then wonder why people break quarantine. Yeah, that's a very good point. From Vault Dweller 604, have you heard Emily Yukis Wuhan rap? It's good? No, I don't think I have. I've heard people bring it up, though. From the Turkish Zoo, fatties are going to need 2 ventilators. From Ben Schofeld, looks like there might be a President Chad Wolf. He's 17th in the presidential line of succession, as he's the first one under the age of 50. So our new president's name will be Chad Wolf when the Wu flu tears apart the government. Well, it's a pretty great name. It's like that fucking Xbox game. What is that Xbox game where the president pilots a mech and destroys shit? From Richie W. I work in healthcare in Ireland, and I can tell you the response is about on the nose for our average IQ. From Liam Johnson. Hey, Jim. I had plans to go to China. Should I be worried? Does it even make a difference? I really wouldn't go to China right now. That's just me. If it was me, I wouldn't go. From Clay Rhett. Hey, Jim. What are your thoughts on all this? I was finally able to catch your streams on the virus, so lay it on me. Thanks, Sweetie Squad. I've already given my thoughts on it. I think Are you mean buying the dip? Always buy the dip. If that's what you're referring. That's what you're referring to, isn't it? Let me just. You know what? Don't even worry about this girl here. Let me just get rid of that. Buy the dip. Bill Mitchell, give me the hot takes, telling you it's time to buy the dip. From Fatty Catty. Good news, Jim. I waited to get mass and still got some bad news. Even with mass food and water, I'm probably still dying number-wise. Only uber rich aren't. From Non-Euclidean Llama. Here's good news. Snake Thing pleads guilty. Well, great. He'll be in prison when the Wu flu hits and probably die from it. Mr. Greenblank. Jim believes in our savior Jeb. Buy the guac dip. Hail Papa Nurgle. Nobody of consequence. Happy International Women's Day. Mother Nature says down with the patriarchy. What's the pay gap for women in the lab in Wuhan? Okay, I'm just still catching up here, guys. Hold on one sec. I got to refresh this. I'll read backwards forwards now. From no GPS data, Bill Mitchell has, no, he doesn't. Bill Mitchell has a sex tape. He should get blown the fuck out. Is there a Bill Mitchell sex tape? Does that actually exist? If there's a Bill Mitchell sex tape, we need to watch that on a BitChute stream. From Zen Master Me, GI boys get no more sucky sucky for $5. High Lord Inquisitor Acolyte, you are summoned. Collect the others and report to the stronghold. The redacted starts now. Emperor, protect us. From DM, the Emperor of Man will protect us all. Nurgle and Corona-chan don't stand a chance. All hail the Emperor. From Sarvin Phoenix, isn't this how the movie Contagion started? Kinda, yeah. It started a bit like this. Mr. E's Absurdities and Atrocities just tweeted to you, Trump on AF1 with CV exposee. Yeah, that was one of the senators or whatever that self-quarantined, isn't it? From Fatty Caddy, we Gers. And yeah, Alucard boned a dude and says, then ended them. Meanwhile, another dude accidentally became the simp bone slave of a hot vamp redhead. I've not been watching Castlevania on Netflix, so I don't know I don't know what it's based off. First, last, if you get COVID, go to a Joe Biden rally. I'm going to say that probably everybody that goes to a rally off any political party is going to get sick and spread it everywhere. It's the worst time of year for this, really. It's the worst time it could be for this. From General Walrus, my boomer coworker came into work 2 days in a row with a coughing fit. How screwed am I? Pretty screwed. From Callie Leclerc, lost my job this morning thanks to Corona Chant. Now I get to watch the world collapse from the comfort of my bed. Patriotic Cat, I work with the homeless in downtown LA. The homeless are supposed to get it first and pass it on, so I'm dead. Please take my cash, you honest weatherman. From Tzood off the cuff, I got strep throat from making out with a drunk chick in 2008 at Panama City Beach. I wonder what will happen to the party crowd this year. Kevin A. Hey, Jimbo, I work at a pharmacy. Stock up on hand sanitizer. We've been out for weeks. I'll let you know what drugs start running out and when. From Corny, disaster lurking in Iceland is more than 60% of the population is located in the capital area, and the healthcare systems are in the crapper with super long wait times for mundane procedures. From Archie, my boyfriend works for the TSA at Logan Airport. He thinks this is a nothing burger. Looks like I'm dead F. Yeah, you're fucked. From Clay Pigeon 162, toilet paper and masks be damned. I'm stockpiling hamsters, so when we get an invitation to Hampshire, they'll take me with them. From Mank Demis, was just going through Yui Gooey's Twitter while listening to your stream, and I got banned after 5 minutes. Mateo L. Distorolor, play the Yuka song, Wuhan, you all got infected. From Commander Douche, the 2 Mad video is on Twitter is about coronavirus. All right, then I looked at the wrong account because somebody was talking about Thanos. Again, from Suit Off the Cliff, since the CDC and WHO are pieces of garbo, here's the map that works. Just in data, this is the Hopkins map, right? Coronavirus, COVID cases by John Hopkins, CSSE. Yep, COVID has a good one, or Hopkins has a good one, BNO has a good one. New York Times one isn't too terrible either. Carl's Jr. Fish antibiotics were through the roof a month ago. From Fish Fellas, this is just part of the dimensional merge. Drew Thompson, did you ever hear of a hobo code? How do you think they will need to communicate in post-censorship world on the internet? How are we? I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know. RPG or 90, Hampshire on Killstream tomorrow. The one happy Cascade bus driver for elementary school who tested positive over here. Here comes the madness. From Prussian Wanderer, rip me at the cash register, at least I got a mask. From Diaper Rising, Eugene deleted all his old tweets saying it was just a flu to dunk on Trump. That does not surprise me. From Dango Italiano, Jim, check BNO, Panama and Mongolia confirmed cases. Oh, are you fucking serious? Mongolia held out for so fucking long. Really? Shit. Can we get an F in chat through all the spam bots? Can we get an F in chat for Mongolia? They really held out. For 3 months, they held out. Ethan Jones, when Corona Isekis you, what will you do first? Oh, I hope Truck Coon sends me somewhere fun with magic and shit. And then I'll probably build myself, I don't know, like a harem, and then go fight dragons. That's my plan. That's what I'm going to do. That's where I'm going. I feel bad for Mongolia. There we go. There's some Fs coming in from Mongolia. They fought the good fight, chat. Mongolia really held the line for a long fucking time. That sucks that they got it. Oh, look at all those Fs. Rip in peace, Mongolia. We'll remember you. From Uncle Hall. Hey, Jim. Are you planning on streaming on Thursday? It'll be my birthday, and I was wondering if I could count on a stream gift. Also, shout out to all my hive mind niggas. I don't think I'm planning on streaming on Thursday. It'll probably be weekend streams. Unless something absolutely fucking insane happens, in which case, sure. But for the most part, probably Fridays or Saturdays, as this progresses. Once it gets crazy in America, I'm going to stream a lot because, it's in my backyard then. From Random 11, a quarantine hotel in China collapsed. Pics are crazy. Yeah, I did see that earlier. I think 63 people got trapped on that one. From Big Guy, practice Wim Hof breathing so you can influence your anatomic nervous system against the flu inside your coof suit gym. From Americano, thought bots are too much. Metokur. From Justin, remember the viral video a couple weeks ago of the Chinese guy hugging Italians to stop racism? How did that work out? Yeah, we were laughing at that one earlier. From Jack Gusto, our Lord and Savior Terry Davis will protect us. Those glow-in-the-dark CIA nibbas are trying to spread it. Mad Justin 7. Mongolia and Panama have fallen. Yep, we got the news. Fuck. That does suck. Hampshire is looking for podcasts to go on. Would you ever feature him for a special episode from Diaper Rising? I did a video on Hampshire. I did my video on Hampshire. I was getting attacked by fucking Redditors for some reason, which is really weird. And they really hated the idea that he wanted to put hamsters underwater. I don't know why. From Marty Yoshka Shells. I work in public radio news, and the boomers there believe the flu is worse, and this is nothing. They agreed that it was right for the university near. Yeah, that's bullshit. People should at least be informed. From the Turkish Zoo for 4K, I'll do it for free. #EndMe. From Captain Cold, my boss told everyone that any sick days will be counted on as vacation days. Can't wait to die. From Proxy Lord, I'm in California, LA. Koof Koof, get the gas mask. From One Man Army, lol lol. Hey Jim, Florida ma'am here. MacArthur should have nuked China. From Breas, but the death rate is so low. Shut up, Martha. Bioweapons don't need to kill people when they can kill your economy. From Dango Italiano, got masks, gloves, and disinfectant for the job that I'm starting in Japan. Wish me luck, Jim. I'll let you know when I get infected. Best of luck, man. Well, best of luck to you as well. From Taylor Arc 2, heard you were looking for a good horror game. Check out Fear and Hunger. Game has great atmosphere, permanent dismemberment, and enemies who can instantly kill you in the early game. Highly recommended. Steven Stromboli, no, not the heckin' Hammerinos. From Solid Soap, the entire country of Italy is now under quarantine. It's just a flu, though. From Desrem, she finally got Mongolia. J King, YouTube hash. Allegedly, here's a WHO official having a great time in China. Would be crazy if true. From Desmond, Bernie is the only one who can beat Trump and combat climate change. Big Guy, please play Corona Nana by Raka Raka Ali. It's an amazing song. From Grinch Lord, contract for a state agency, can't say who with. Operations taking this seriously. Tech support for all agencies will be up and running, but I fear there will be no one to support. From Coronavirus, Emily Yukis, Wuhan. Yep, a lot of people bringing that one up. Titus Frost, thanks Bill Gates for unleashing a bioweapon on the world. Hope profiting from it and Envio's vaccine was worth it for the body count, Clinton level status. From Captain Cold, don't bother with medical supplies. Get survival supplies for the PvP. I need to be prepared for that PvP. From Saber Aaron, Ohio has 3 cases. I'll buzz you when I get infected. Can I come into the show and talk mad smack about people who think it's just a flu? When you're fully infected, yes you can. From Tristan, Atlanta guy again. Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta Airport handles 275,000 people daily. Infected family from Italy had to pass through the busiest airport in the world. From Channel 2021 will be lit when Kavanaugh and AOC are the only ones remaining in politics in the U.S. and the State of the Union is just a post-apocalyptic game of beer pong. Suda off the cuff, Brett, light Swede crude at 15 would be a steal. From Metokur's Lunicorn Archives, check out the video called Italy Audio Leak 9.3 Coronavirus and How Bad It Really Is. And Wes Miller, I think I've read this one. Hey Jim, longtime fan, first time catching you live. Happy to offer some support after your Patreon got God, I'm losing my ability to speak now. After your Patreon got cut, wanted to thank you for a couple streams ago when you advised stocking up. Oh yeah, I have read this. Yep. Because of the two older family members. You got to prep. You got to get your shit ready ahead of time and beat the crowds. And then you don't have to go crazy, but just having something ready definitely is important. Padre Speaks finished Legend of the Galactic Hero, going back to JoJo Season 3 and Macross Frontier. I stay inside and paid 40K, burn this disease through the planet. I'll survive off Pringles and bologna. From Ty4418, living in SoCal, and the only thing I want to hear is Newsom has swallowed a bullet for not being proactive. Now the virus will spread throughout the homeless, and it'll only get worse. From Black Cube Mystery, Brothers, Sisters, Full Mandango, Brothers, Sisters, Nelson Mandela. You gotta watch out for the Kufin man. You don't get a vaccine from a can. You put the mask on, in the car you split. Don't be Rama Rama and catch it when they split. From Super Walls, Jim, play the closer, Wuhan. You all got infected. It's fire. I think I finally caught up. Oh, down forward punch. Snake Thing pled guilty, was sentenced to 25 consecutive years in pound me in the ass prison. Press S to spit on Snake Thing. From Taylor Arc 2, continued CDC employees think it is a big deal since it has a low fatality rate for young people and have told each other to just catch it early so they can get the first treatment. Oh, here we go. Jim, I have a contact in the CDC. CDC believes the disease is between 1 to 2 years old since its creation and it genetically a mix of HIV and SARS. Vaccine isn't coming soon since the disease can revive itself like HIV. Well, wonderful fucking news. So the Chinese doctors weren't wrong when they called it airborne AIDS. When they said, oh, this is fucking airborne AIDS that we've unleashed onto the world. The Raging Post Canon. I have a finance background. The reason Bill Mitchell says buy the dip is because selling now would cause rich dudes more losses in taxes than eating the loss. They're incentivized to mitigate losses by posting buy the dip. Nobody of consequence. Happy International Women's Day. Mother Nature says down with the patriarchy. Oh, what's the pay gap for women in the lab in Wuhan? And we are finally caught up. I think the last one here, odorous. Did you see the old person home in Washington now has 70 cases? Just think about how bad this will be if a retail hospitality worker catches it. Profit more than lives. All right, well, I believe we are caught up. You've heard the news on the Wu flu, and you understand that Bill Mitchell only wants your best for finances. When he tells you to buy the dip, every day, buy those dips. That's the Bill Mitchell way. And we'll have to see how it spreads in America. One more time, let's just bring up that American map just for the Americans in the audience. There you go. I know it's blinding, isn't it, to look at? But that's how much it spread, and it's just going to get bigger and worse. Oh joy, what fun times ahead. Now let me see if I can find a good closer song. I think somebody made a My Corona. There are a lot that made My Corona remixes. So let me see if I can find it. Oh, this actually should be easy to do. 1 second, chat. No, that's not what I want. All right. Okay, there are like 1,000 remixes now. You know what? Since I butchered his name earlier and called him Heckenhammer, we'll play it out with Styx. Okay, let me just get this queued up. All right. Stay safe, chat. Stay away from the Koofers. This is My Corona. Oh, is it just okay? My Corona by Styx Heckenhammer.